Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Freeman Motorsports, the EchoPark Automotive Grand Prix from Circuit of the Americas, the NASCAR Cup Series. Sorry we're a little late to the action for you. We are working lap number 4 as I speak. And out front is William Byron, who is your pole sitter. He had a great start and is just driven away from the field by about 2.5 seconds over 3 Toyotas. That's Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs, and Christopher Bell. And then running out your top 5 is a winner here in the past, Ross Chastain, the victor here in 2022. Then Denny Hamlin, Austin Cindric, Chase Elliott, AJ Allmendinger, and Kyle Busch round out your top 10. Knocking on the door of that top 10, though, is your winner from yesterday, Kyle Larson, running in the 11th position. Then Suarez, SVG, Justin Haley, and Alex Bowman round out your top 15. Stage 1, 15 laps, already 4 completed now as I'm speaking. So no worrying about having to make a green flag pit stop here in this stage, but stage yellows are back, so you might see some people hit pit road before the end of the stage in terms of giving up the stage points, but getting the track position. That's kind of the age-old strategy that we've seen become a consistent factor at the road courses here in the NASCAR Cup Series. And currently, AJ Allmendinger's having some success. He just passed Kyle Busch a few laps ago, and then Chase Elliott, and now he's worked by Denny Hamlin. That's for 7th place on the racetrack. The next car in front of him, Austin Cindric. Then it's a pretty big gap to Ross Chastain in 5th. Now, recap of the most eventful things that have happened so far. In lap number 1, Corey LaJoie kind of cleared himself off the nose of Martin Truex Jr. going down that massive back straightaway, and him and Bubba Wallace got together. And really, all 3 of those cars got a pretty bad end of the deal. Bubba Wallace and Martin Truex Jr. ended up pitting under green. And Corey LaJoie has not pitted under green yet, but has gone backwards. He went from 5th to outside the top 20. Some drivers that are, and then Harrison Burton actually the next lap spun in that same turn 11, I believe, that leads onto that massive back straightaway here at Circuit of the Americas. Yeah, so far, though, William Byron seems to be chilling out front. Track position definitely key here. But William Byron and Tyler Reddick, the 2 favorites to win today, currently running 1-2. No surprise there. A guy that I'm going to be keeping an eye on, though, is definitely AJ Allmendinger, as he has moved up into the 7th position. He seems to be making the most passes as we've worked a few laps into the run now. Further down the running order, how about Kobayashi once again making a start for 23XI, the number 50 this time, not the number 67, the number 50 in honoring of Mobile One's 50th anniversary. He's currently in 23rd. I believe he started a little further back than that, so he's made up a few spots. That's solid work for him. Justin Haley already following up the good momentum the Rick Ware cars had a week ago at Bristol. Justin Haley running in the 14th position. That he could get some stage points here depending on the strategy they play at the end of stage 1. Same thing, I'll shout out his teammate Kaz Gralla, who I know was running, I think, in the top 25, but he's dropped back to 31st. So not too much of a great run so far for Kaz Gralla, but definitely a lot of time to move forward. Like I said, only 5 laps completed out of 68 we're doing this today. Yeah, 68. But yeah, sorry we went live a little late. But yeah, we're back for this week's NASCAR Cup Series race, and I anticipate being live next week as well for Richmond, but we'll see since it is Easter, a few more plans, complications that lie in the play there. Yeah, under our first commercial break of the day, based off the Truck Series and Xfinity Series race yesterday, I think we're in for a somewhat decent show. COTA is always, I would say a solid road course. It's a little big, so the field gets kind of spread apart. But, we've had that iconic finish with Ross Chastain getting his first Cup Series win, then the Cup Series having their first race in the rain. COTA's definitely had some memorable moments over the years. Byron's kind of got stuck at about a 2.5 second gap over Tyler Reddick, so he's not really gaining nor losing. It was kind of there are suspicions that the Toyotas had more long run pace than the Chevrolets, so we'll see what happens to that prediction. Meanwhile, AJ Allmendinger picks off another spot from Austin Cindric, moved the 13 car up into the 6th position. Oh, Nemechek with a pass-through penalty. I'm sure there'll be more people. that get those penalties throughout the day. I think we saw at least 5 or 6 in the Truck and Xfinity Series race yesterday. And Ty Gibbs has caught up and passed Tyler Reddick now. He is up into the second position. It looks like Bell's also going to be trying to get by the 45 here sooner than later. It's very interesting. The strategy here either going to be points or the race win. You can either get the stage points and pit, and then have to pit after the stage, or you can pit early and then cycle ahead of everybody that stays out and gets the points. My guess is Byron's going to be going for the win. Honestly, I think pretty much the first person to stay out for me, the obvious one, would probably be Austin Cindric in 7th. Maybe Ross Chastain in 5th. But I think your top 4, the 3 Toyotas and Byron, are all going to pit before the stage ends. I think they're in it for the race win, not necessarily the points. Thanks everybody watching so far. Appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Welcome to Freeman Motorsports. Sorry, Ginger Williamson. I know I'm late. I'll put up a poll in the chat. Who do y'all think is going to get the win today? Who wins today at COTA? I say we'll add Byron because he's winning right now. Yo, what's up, Century 17? How you doing? It's been a minute. Shout out Century 17. If you guys like any baseball stuff, you should check out his page. Say Byron, Gibbs, SVG, and I'll say Allmendinger. I've been good. Honestly, I'm so busy. My only I would say true dedicated downtime is when I do these streams, and downtime might be the wrong word. Right now, I think Byron's fast, but he's also definitely the benefactor of having track position. And Bell's now gotten by Reddick. That's for 3rd on the racetrack. I think Chastain's also going to be trying to get by the 45 in the next lap or 2. Further back, AJ Allmendinger trying to charge forward. Michael McDowell off to a good start. He's up 11 spots since the drop of the green flag. The next car for him to pass is Alex Bowman. Really, the field's staying pretty close together for COTA standards, considering the top 10 spread apart by 14 seconds as we're past halfway in stage 1. We've seen times where the leader could pit and then cycle back out and still be right around that 10th position, or potentially pick up a stage point or 2 depending on the strategy they pull. But right now the field's so spread together, I don't know if that would be the case. I mean, obviously when you pit, you're already sacrificing those stage points, so that doesn't matter too much to you. Your experimenting's doing well. Actually, I think COTA would probably be one of the best places to just pick the top 5 in terms of where they start for fantasy. Usually you're not going to see a crazy amount of shuffling in the top 5. Those guys are probably going to end up all finishing in the top 10. Also, Kyle Busch has gotten by Austin Cindric. That's for 7th. Looks like this 2-car is starting to give up more time as the run goes on. Denny Hamlin's trying to get by Cindric now for the 8th position. Also, if you're just tuning in, updates for you. On lap 1, you had Corey LaJoie, Martin Truex Jr., and Bubba Wallace all get together. All those cars picked up some damage. A few of them had to pit under green, so they're at the back of the pack now, and I would say their days could still turn out to be decent, but they're definitely not going to be as fast as they once were. And then Harrison Burton went for a spin after getting tagged in turn 11, and John Nemechek had a pass through for cutting one of the S's. Meanwhile, we're riding on board with SVG trying to get by Chase Elliott as we go into the final turn. Turn 20, looking to the inside. Can he get alongside? And it looks like he will, as Elliott's going to get held up a tiny bit by Daniel Suarez down this front straightaway. SVG with the side draft. He's got the advantage. He's got the inside line into turn 1, and he should be able to make this pass happen smoothly. And he has almost got the spot. Meanwhile, Austin Cindric ahead of him has now dropped down to the top 10. Larson got by him. And now Suarez side by side with the two cars. They're about to go into the S's. Who is going to yield? You really don't want to go side by side through there. And Cindric will yield the spot to Suarez. So that drops Cindric down to 11th and into the clutches of SVG. And he is looking for a way by that 2 car, but they're going to go to commercial break once again with 7 to go in stage number 1. Past the halfway point here. Daniel watching out because Larson can always come back. I mean, yeah, we saw that yesterday. Larson going from, I believe, 25th to 1st in the final 3 laps. Obviously, had like the 2 restarts in there to help him out quite a bit, and quite a few cars crashing. But anything can happen, that is for sure. Actually, they're going to go NASCAR nonstop for us, so even better. And Chase Elliott continuing to struggle here on the long run. Now Justin Haley looking to the inside of the 9 car. I think this is for 13th on the racetrack, maybe 12th. Either way, the 9's about to be the lowest running of the 400 cars because after Justin Haley, there sits Alex Bowman. And we still have a fair amount of time left in stage 1 here with 6 laps to go this time across the stripe. Looking at the times on the racetrack, I want to see how AJ Allmendinger mounts up to the guys ahead of him. So, last lap, Byron ran half a second slower than Ty Gibbs. Actually, Ty Gibbs got the gap down to 2.5 seconds. It was 3.5 seconds. Bell was a little faster. Reddick, actually the fastest car on the racetrack, I think. Okay, almost everybody in the top 10 was faster than William Byron on that last lap. So he might have just messed up a turn, but we'll see. The fastest lap, though, in the top 10 last time around was Tyler Reddick. Then it was Gibbs and Allmendinger, the next fastest laps after that. So I'd imagine you're going to see pit road be a real busy place in about 2 laps when people decide to hit that pit road and decide to choose their strategy for the day, whether or not they're going to go for the win or they're going to go for the stage points. I've already kind of stated what my thoughts are. I think Byron will pit. Same thing with Gibbs, but he might get the stage points. I'm not sure. I think Bell will also pit. Reddick, Chastain might stay out, but I think he'll also pit. Allmendinger will definitely pit. Kyle Busch, I think Kyle Busch will stay out because they're in a really bad position points-wise right now. Or not bad, but definitely not as good as what you'd hope for with Kyle Busch driving your race car. Last time by, Gibbs a bit faster again, about only 0.2 faster than Byron last time by, but still faster. Bell ran almost an identical lap time to Gibbs. Chastain put down the slowest lap inside the top 9 last time by. I'm not saying top 10 because Suarez is a little off the pace, it seems, to all the other guys in the top 10. And looking at the leaderboard, anybody moving up or down? Don't see any really big passes happening. Okay. 5 to go in stage number 1. The gap now under 2 seconds. So, I mean, Gibbs could get there, but I think they're both going to pit, so it doesn't necessarily matter. I think Allmendinger definitely has a car that he can contend for the win with. Same thing with SVG and Kyle Larson probably, if they can get up there, get that track position. I mean, the lap times, I would say, between the top 4 guys on the racetrack, then plus Allmendinger, Larson, and SVG, very close. And through turn 11, man, Bell is getting very close to the bumper of Ty Gibbs. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps out what we're doing here. And this is Chase Briscoe we're riding on board with down the long back straightaway. He is getting passed, or Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is trying to pass him. This is back here outside the top 20 almost. And they're going to go 3 wide. I think is that Todd Gillen going up the inside as well? And Briscoe's going to lose 2 spots through that. Then there's Logano and Kobayashi behind them battling side by side. Yeah, so it's going to be Stenhouse, Gillen, Briscoe, Kobayashi, Logano, the running order of those 5. And Briscoe is the one going backwards as Kobayashi is now on the attack to that 14. He does not seem to have the handle on that car in the long run. Oh, and look at that pit road. You can start to see some guys diving down. No surprise there, I said, with about 4-3 to go. Next time by, I expect even more guys hitting pit road. I see Ryan Prix, Chris Buescher, Joey Logano. They're hitting pit road. Ooh. Briscoe says a pass-through penalty. I think that can be served, though, in pit. You can pit on the pass-through. So that's actually, I think, might end up working out okay for him. Oh, man, that gap down to 1.5 seconds between Byron and Gibbs. I expect your top 5 all to hit pit road, though, this time by. For the back, for 8th place, Kyle Larson up the inside of Denny Hamlin. Into turn 11, and he's got the spot with ease. Further back, SVG getting by Daniel Suarez for 10th. Yeah, I still think you're probably going to see Busch stay out, maybe. Austin Cindric probably. Daniel Suarez is a win. Maybe Michael McDowell. There's really a bunch of possibilities on who's going to stay out and who's going to pit here. Byron, Gibbs, Bell, some of these guys might not pit this time by because theoretically they could hit pit road next time and still get to the commitment line before it flips over to 2 laps to go. Yeah, your top 3 are going to stay out, but now here comes Reddick, and Chastain's going to stay out. Does he bring anybody else with him? Allmendinger will hit pit road, as I suspected. SVG is definitely also going to hit pit road. Kyle Busch, Larson, Hamlin, SVG, Elliott. So Suarez is going to stay out, it looks like. I'm kind of surprised by that, but maybe they're trying to pick up a playoff point. Cindric will stay out. So will McDowell and Dillon. Todd Gillen. I mean, pretty much the whole field's pitting here except for about 10 cars, not even. 9 cars haven't pitted. I just do not see why Byron, Gibbs, and Bell and Chastain would stay out here. I don't think none of them need the points. Same thing with Suarez, but Suarez, I think, is too far back to make that pit stop. Maybe he wants the playoff point, though. Also, I'm going to try and see if I can adjust this camera angle here a little bit. Oh.
Very physical racetrack up at the top of the hill and at the beginning parts of these laps. Very back. Yeah, you look
There we go. So yeah, it looks like you're gonna have. Oh, battery is low. Gotta get the system plugged in. Don't want it dying on midstream. Okay, there we go. We're chilling. Okay, 3 to go. And I anticipate the top 4 are all going to pit here. And oh, Bell's going to stay out. Okay. Interesting strategy here. Chastain also pits. So that means it's going to be Bell, Suarez, McDowell, Cindric, Dillon, Stenhouse getting stage points. And then Reddick and a mixture of these guys that just pitted most recently are also going to have a shot at some stage points. Now, if you have a slow pit stop here, that could be crucial, giving up a spot here. Oh, man, Gibbs is close. Gibbs is close to Byron here. He might be able to leapfrog him here on this opening lap. Oh, but locked it up big time going up the hill. That is exactly what you do not want to do on a brand new set of tires.
I think he went in there too far, and as he came over one of those bumps, the front tires locked up. Yeah, that was massive. Definitely caught him off guard.
So now 2 to go for Bell, Suarez, McDowell, Cindric, Dillon, Stenhouse, Byron, Gibbs, Reddick, and Chastain in position to collect the last stage point. Then Henrik Keselowski, the first guy's out, looking in.
I guess if you're Joe Gibbs Racing, you've got 4 good contending cars. Put them on different strategies, and let's see what happens. Well, Christopher Bell's already won, right? So
And SVG looks like he gave up a few spots on pit road as he's now behind Elliott and Bowman.
he's going to get a playoff point to add to that playoff total, and he's going to get 10 points today to work towards the regular season championship. So
I don't know what I think about the strategy call by Christopher Bell here, staying out for the stage points. There weren't that many that chose to still go on that same strategy, only about 10 cars, so he's going to end up restarting back in around 24th, 25th on the racetrack. And here we go for the white flag in stage number 1 for Christopher Bell. I guess we'll see if the points are worth it.
Well, the good part about this is we're going to get to watch Christopher Bell come through the pack. So that is going to be.
They're making a good point on the broadcast. We're going to be able to watch Christopher Bell go from the back to the front. That could make it somewhat entertaining. Yeah, this next restart's going to be crucial. We saw Byron, even though he's not much faster than Gibbs, he definitely has good takeoff speed, and he was able to just get away, build up about a 3-second gap, and just kind of hide and maintain that over the next 15 laps. So if you're restarting behind Byron, you do not want to let him just get out to a comfortable lead once again. You're going to want to fight him up there through the first couple of turns and just try and keep him as close as you can or get ahead of him. Yeah, on the next restart, it's Byron, Gibbs, Reddick, Chastain, and then Busch, then Larson, your top 6, roughly. And here we go. Down, long back straightaway for the final time in stage number 1. I say that like we're about to get to the finish line. We're only about the halfway point in the lap. Still all 39 cars entered in this race running on the racetrack on the lead lap.
For the most part, we saw him have a little bit of trouble at Las Vegas, but these gift cards have been lights out. Now today they've given themselves a chance on different strategy to take the stage points, put themselves in.
We'll see if things get chaotic down the stretch here. We've seen that happen in the past. Really, it's just if we get one of those overtime restarts, then it just becomes total mayhem in a melee. Frankly, considering we had that potentially happen in the Xfinity race yesterday with those overtime restarts, even though there was the tag back and forth between SVG and Austin Hill, I think things stayed relatively clean for what they could have been compared to the Cup race last year. Same thing in the truck race as well. They kept it pretty clean.
NASCAR will keep the track under the green flag until the 10th place car comes to the line. Currently, that's Ross Chastain, 42 seconds back.
And Christopher Bell will collect a Stage 1 victory. Suarez, 20 seconds back in second place, will collect the 9 stage points. Then McDowell will collect 8. Cindric 7, Dillon 6, Stenhouse 5, Byron 4, Gibbs 3, Reddick 2, and Chastain 1 stage point. But 1 point can make all the difference, as everybody knows, just too much. Yeah, when we come back from this, it'll be Byron will be your new leader. Then it'll be Gibbs, Reddick, Chastain, Kyle Busch, Allmendinger, Larson, Hamlin. Those will be the guys duking it out when we get back. Drivers that have to make a pit stop: Bell, Suarez, McDowell, Cindric, Dillon, Stenhouse, Hemrick, Keselowski, Gorala, and Timmy Hill. Ooh, man, that 66 car, I saw that he was pretty off the pace in practice. Like, obviously, that's a very part-time effort. Man, just under a green flag run, even without making a pit stop, 116 seconds behind the leaders. That means he is, like, on average, giving up about 10 seconds a lap relative to the Toyotas at the front of the field. That is, wow. Whew. I mean, luckily, this track's big enough to where you can stay on the lead lap here. This next stage, let's see how long stage 2 is. I believe it's only maybe like 18 laps. It's a hair longer than stage 1, I believe. Let's see. And no, stage 2 also 15 laps. That actually means that final stage is quite the marathon, 38 laps, almost as long as the truck and Xfinity race. Now we saw on the first restart, a few drivers take themselves out of contention. We'll see if the script rewrites itself here on the stage 2 restart. Let's see what the people are saying. Checking in on the chat. How are y'all doing? 427 Holden. Howdy from Australia. Sad to see Joey down bad this season. Yeah, sorry, I missed that chat. Yeah, no, it's been. If you're a Joey Logano fan or an Austin Dillon fan, which I don't know how many of those there really are, but if you're a Joey Logano fan, it has definitely been a tough season for you. He is just trying to get a finish. It was funny, him commentating the Xfinity Series race in regards to Sam Mayer, a driver in a similar position to himself, who just hasn't been able to get a finish.
Well, nothing outside of being Rookie of the Year, winning 62 races, 3 Cup Series championships, securing dozens.
Also, how busted is your bracket? Mine busted when BYU lost. I had them to the Elite Eight. Yeah, I think I had the same thing as you, Ginger. I'll check my March Madness bracket. Mine was okay. I actually was in the top 4% of brackets going out after the first round. I got all... Yeah, I've dropped massively. A lot of my teams lost in the second round, though. That's the problem. I had Kansas going all the way to the finals. So that was pretty bad. The first round, I got the entire West and Midwest regions right. That's pretty good. The only things I got wrong were in the East and South, and that was the Yale upset and the Duquesne upset. And then I got the James Madison, and then obviously the Oakland upset wrong, the Colorado upset wrong. So I got I only had 5 things wrong after the first round, but yeah, now I've lost quite a few of my teams. Well, that's my bracket update. I know, yeah, Purdue crushing. I'm kind of thinking Purdue might have been my pick. I kind of like to hate on Purdue, especially after last year, but wasn't it? It's a stat. Whenever a 1 seed's lost to a 16 seed, they've won the tournament the next year. So Purdue might be keeping that streak alive. Hey, we got 1 new subscriber. I appreciate it. One by one, we will take over the NASCAR world. Raw. I don't even know what I mean by that. Man, I just gotta say, they need to find a way to shortcut the racetrack here at COTA and Road to the America. When under these pace laps, it is brutal. Oh my goodness! I mean, you got a half hour in between the stage break. mean, the race is actually going by pretty quickly, which I don't really mind because the road course racing is like, it's good, but it's not the craziest thing in the world. I think most people would agree with that. But yeah, no, it took about a half hour, 32 minutes to complete that first stage, and it's taken us 6 minutes to complete the first lap under yellow after the stage has ended. So there's that. Also, it shows Daniel Hemrick in the 10th position. Did he get a stage point, or maybe the leaderboard just messed up?
Yeah, and I think that the great part about all those graphics and information is just how important these guys that are changing these tires and putting the fuel in and calling the shots up on the pit box. There's so
Let's see if I can find something online. Maybe the leaderboard changed there?
You see Austin Cindric in the pits here. He had some pretty heavy damage on the nose, so they know that they've got some time on this particular lap to work on their car. But Wallace, the same thing.
All right.
From the car being knocked out.
Yeah, anybody watch the Formula One race or the IndyCar race in the last 24 hours? How about a non-Verstappen win for once? And then the Formula One race being like an absolute dud. Or the IndyCar race being an absolute dud, I should say. I mean, I don't think anybody really didn't think that would be the case, but... Oh, nice, Ginger. Some underdogs predicted. Yeah, my underdog predictions did not really pan out. But I don't know. I'm not a crazy enthusiast into college basketball by any means. I have really no knowledge, as do most bracket makers. But so I didn't really expect too much from my bracket to be in like the top 4% of brackets for a solid 10 minutes. I'll take that.
A guy like Austin Cindric is, he got his stage points immediately pitted. They knew they were.
Yeah, and Ginger, you watched the IndyCar yet? It was okay at moments, but really, I mean, you had kind of the hyped up strategies from Herta and Rossi trying to stay back, and they just never really went anywhere. And then on the flip side, it was also just felt very short, and there just weren't even that many cars. I don't know. It just didn't feel right, to be honest with you. Did not sit well, and then not a million drivers, or not it being for $1 million, only for $500,000, but it being advertised as like $1 million race. I don't know. I don't know if it was a terrible look for IndyCar, but definitely not something I would think about doing again next year. Oh, you had St. Peter's going to the Sweet 16? Oof. That crazy third lap max done. I know. Actually, I almost didn't even turn it on, and then I turned it on, and it was lap 3, and all of a sudden it's like Verstappen with problems. I was like, no way. I don't believe it. We're going to have a non-Max Verstappen victory. Oh, wait, what? Did not see this. Did not see this strategy being made. Some of the leaders staying out here. Bell, McDowell. So only 2 of them. The 2 bright yellow cars stay out, but I guess they're going to be trying to hold off Byron, Gibbs, Reddick, those guys on old tires. I mean, I think it actually could be a better strategy than doing the dropping to the rear and trying to come through the field. I mean, there's just so many risks of getting taken out by somebody else. 1400 HP next gen. Well, COTA is trash. I'm not too surprised by you saying that based off your username. I don't know. I have mixed feelings. It's okay. I think it's a little too big, but at the same time, it's such a renowned track. I don't know. Maybe if they had a different layout that was a little shorter. I'm sure they've got like some sort of like crossroads, like different layouts that they can do. I think if they did a shorter layout, that could potentially help the racing. But there are great battles that occur at times. I don't know. I have mixed feelings on road course racing in NASCAR. I really do. I think it's good, but then there's so many times where I don't think it's good. Thank you for doing this. Fox is out in my area. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, Bam Bam. Andy Kastner, our car's turning right. They're turning right. They're turning left real fast. Wait, they're turning real left and real fast. Anybody know the soundbite I'm talking about? Andy, guys, if you tuned in last weekend for the end of that race, Andy might be joining us once again for the end of this one. Let me guys know. Do you think we should make it like more of a, rather than me trying to like commentate, should it become more of like a communal thing? Try and get like 3 or 4 people in here, even if they're not super knowledgeable on the race. Would you prefer that of it being like a discussion more so than a one-man show, I guess? Yeah, Hamilton just gave up DNF. I don't know if he gave up. That he had a blown engine. I think that's not really in his power. Yeah, Hamilton definitely off to a really rough. Hamilton off to a very rough start this year. I don't really know what to expect from that. I think the Ferrari's really going to regret that. I'm not like a Hamilton hater by any means. I just don't. He's not that valuable of an asset. I mean, yes, in terms of like a public image guy, I guess he has a mass following, but when it comes to actually getting the results, I think a Bierman or Antonelli would have been a much smarter signing. Antonelli, I don't know. I might have mispronounced that both ways. Your Final Four is UConn, Baylor, Creighton, and Marquette. Okay, my Final Four is, well, it was Kansas. Oh, shoot, man. My Final Four was really bad. UConn, Houston, and Arizona, I think. Yeah. I'll take that. Hey, up to 3,526. Appreciate it. Hey, guys, drop a like, hit that subscribe button you already know. Welcome into Freeman Motorsports. Yeah, also hit that like button if you haven't already. Looking at the poll, though, who do y'all think is going to win? 42% say Byron, 11% Gibbs, 26% SVG, and 21% AJ Allmendinger. And it looks like we're going to be going green right when we get back from this commercial break. So, tighten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, and here we are back from commercial. Excuse me. Because those stage laps, or those laps under yellow factor into stage 2, the distance essentially is shorter than stage 1. We're going to get the green flag with 11 laps to go, or well, really 12 laps to go in stage 2. So, here we go. Out front is going to be Bell on the inside, McDowell on the outside. They have not pitted yet in the race. And then Byron and Gibbs on row 2. They have pitted. Here we go. Green flag back in the air off of turn number 20. And Christopher Bell, the good launch. Ty Gibbs on the bumper. Michael McDowell on the outside. Further back, it is very spread out. And here we go. Up into the turn 1 braking zone. See if those old tires hang in there. Oh, Byron's looking to the inside of Bell, and he's going to make some contact with the 20. He'll back off of it so he doesn't spin him, but, man, that was very close to sending the 20 car around. And McDowell cannot get the power down going down the hill. That's going to back up this outside lane with Gibbs and Chastain. That'll move Reddick up into the 4th position. He picks up 2 spots onto that. He's like, thank you very much. Meanwhile, Bell's able to get away free. He's got about a 2-car length lead over William Byron. The McDowell, Reddick, and Gibbs, your top 5. For the back, Kyle Larson all over the bumper of A.J. Allmendinger as they work their way through the S's. Kyle Busch with a bit of a lockup to the inside of Ross Chastain. This is for 6th place on the racetrack. And Tyler Reddick working his way around the outside of turn number 8 to get by Michael McDowell on old tires. You're probably not going to be able to see people make that move happen too much today. That was very impressive from the 45. And Larson trying to get by this 13 of A.J. Allmendinger because he knows they're both going to be moving forward, and he just wants to be ahead of him as this day goes on. And now as we go down the back straightaway, Gibbs will go to the inside of McDowell. Bell's been able to hold on pretty good, and I would say McDowell somewhat the same, but once you let one of them by you, it's like they're all going to be able to get by you, if that makes sense. Then it's like you're just being fed to the wolves. And Gibbs to the inside. He's got the spot. And Chastain also going to work his way by McDowell now. It sounds like the 20 and the 34 trying to make it to lap number 21. That's the magic number before they hit pit road. So they are, I think, 3 laps away from that right now. So Bell's out front by about, let's say, 4 or 5 car lengths. Further back, we are 3 wide, almost 4 wide, it looks like, outside the top 20. Typical COTA activities. Our top 3 have kind of separated themselves from the rest of the field just a bit. A.J. Allmendinger going backwards on this restart. Chase Elliott trying to get by the 13 car. Also, I don't see SVG. He might have lost a few spots on this restart as well. Oh, man. The 13 is just stuck behind this 34 right now. It has cost him quite a few spots. Bowman now going to the inside of McDowell, bringing AJ with him. AJ is going to shoot to the inside of Bowman into turn 1. Very aggressive under braking, a slight lockup, but he is almost completed the pass. Now they're going to go down the hill side by side. AJ on the outside now. And it looks like he's going to get the spot. Bowman will yield going into the S's. And now Larson on the bumper of Chastain trying to attack for the 5th position. Track position matters a ton, guys. I will let you know that. That is one of my big takeaways so far. I mean, kind of duh. But, I mean, Larson, Allmendinger, SVG, I'd say all have top 5 cars in terms of pace. Didn't qualify the best, outside the top 10, and they have made up a few spots, but really are nowhere near at the actual debate for the lead yet. Working lap number 20, that means about in the next 2 laps, I'd anticipate that McDowell and Bell will pit. Now Byron has caught the 20 car, and is Bell going to hold him up much? The longer the 24 gets held up by the 20, that allows Reddick to get even closer to this battle for the lead. Bell making Byron go the long way around, and Byron's now got the lead as we work through the stadium section. And Reddick was trying to go the long way around. Could not find it there. Now we're going through turn... Oh! Bubba Wallace looks like he's had a spin. So his rough day at COTA continues. Reddick running right behind Christopher Bell down the front straightaway. He's probably going to try and outbreak him into turn 1. And yeah, he's got that spot. He'll make the pass look easy. Sounds like Brad K and Bubba got together to cause the 23 to spin. And yeah, now we're going to look at a replay. Oh, it looks like the 23... Looks like 23 ran into the back of somebody, and that checked him up, and then the 6 had nowhere to go and ran him over. Also, Austin Dillon getting held up in that process. So it sounds like McDowell should be pitting on this lap. I don't know if Bell will also follow him into pit road. The big difference is on the racetrack, Bell runs in 3rd, whereas McDowell is waiting for the leaderboard to cycle. He is all the way down in 12th, but that also it represents a delta of 5 seconds. Looking at the chat, Marquette and Colorado State was a heck of a game, definitely. It is criminal science does not have a seat. Oh, that is a very rough Ginger Williamson. That is very rough. My roommate had Kentucky winning it all, so his bracket was busted day 1. Thanks for everybody watching right now. Appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe. Okay, under commercial break here. Race continuing to click by. Current running order is Byron, Reddick, Gibbs, Chastain, Bell, Larson, Elliott, Kyle Busch, Allmendinger, Bowman your top 10. So Allmendinger is now picking up a few of the spots he lost on the restart. Then Hamlin, McDowell, Hamlin, Van Gisbergen, McDowell, Haley, Hocevar, Logano, Blaney, Busher, Briscoe, and Zane Smith your top 20. Gilliland, Suarez, Gregson, Truex, Kobayashi, the top 25. Stenhouse, Priest, Jones, Cindric, and Nemechek your top 30. Then LaJoy, Keselowski, Garala, Hemrick, Burton, your top 35. And then at the rear of the field, you got Barry, Austin, Dillon, Timmy Hill, and Bubba Wallace. All the cars still on the lead lap. It looks like Josh Berry might have had a spin there, judging based off his lap time. At least a problem. Yeah, Timmy Hill, man, that 66 car is like 10 seconds off the pace every lap. That thing is... they're just coasting, I guess, is the best way to put it. That is the only problem with not that many open cars being around. The ones that are around are pretty bad. As much as you'll love it, what's up with Ford? Not sure. I think it's just this track is kind of a part of it. I mean, Austin Cindric's a pretty good road course racer, and he was running in the top 10 a little while ago, but I think he got caught out there. Well, no, he stayed out at the end of the stage 1, so he sacrificed track position, so that's why he's further back. And then McDowell's another strong Ford. He's kind of moving forward. Or, well, what am I saying? He had moved forward, and but he, his strategy, that's going to result in him being shuffled back. And then Justin Haley having a good run today in the top 15. I would say, there's just not a ton of great Ford road course drivers other than, Larson got spun by Bell. Okay, it looks like Larson kind of missed the turn, and then the 20 cleaned him out. Oh, how far did he drop? Oh, that's a really bad spot. All the way back to 36th. Oh, my gosh. Well, that's the end of Larson's day. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. It takes so much time to pick up track position. I think he's going to have to try and just pull a wild strategy here. I don't even know what play call you make. I guess you pit. I guess. Man, even if he pits, it's like going to give up like 35 seconds. I mean, he'd still be on the lead lap, but even if he doesn't pit, I should say, he's probably like going to cycle no higher than 10th at the end of the stage. Yeah, that really ruined Larson's day there. Well, now Chastain to the inside of Gibbs. This is for third, going down the back straightaway. As a Larson fan, I don't like Bell, but at the same for like doing that. But at the same time, Larson missed the turn and set himself up to get spun. I think the strategy here from Christopher Bell is that if they go here, they can do it in one more stop, which would be like roughly in the middle of the final stage. Coming around to lap number 44. Maybe lap 50. And, because, yeah, if you stay out here, the final stage is about 38 laps, 35 laps, which might be a little farther than what you can do. I'm not sure. Yeah, you may not see people pit here at the end of the stage because there is no benefit. I don't think you can make it that final stage without having a pit stop. You're probably going to see everybody run, and then I don't even know if you'll actually see people pit the stage break. And then they'll just pit around lap 5 in the final stage to make it to the finish.
And the farther you go to the left on the screen, the bumpier it is. So it's a crazy corner because you can break into that hill, but you can only brake so hard. You have to modulate the brake pressure over those bumps up the hill.
Hey, gentlemen, on the back of Kyle Busch and Christopher Bell. This is the battle for 5th through 7th. Byron. Now front by 2 seconds over Tyler Reddick. I don't know. Byron's led almost every lap so far, but I wouldn't say he's necessarily been dominant. The Toyotas seem to have more pace. It's just Byron's working his way into the lead, working his way around the guys he has to battle faster, and then just doing a good job of protecting the lead. He's not really gapping the field, but he's not giving up any easy time either. Yeah, so it's Byron, Reddick, Gibbs, Chastain, Kyle Busch, your top 5, Allmendinger, Bowman, Elliott, SVG, and Hamlin, your top 10. Looking at the poll in the chat, 50% say William Byron will get the victory today now. So I don't know if I would disagree. I just kind of hope he doesn't at this point, because this is probably going to be a very boring race if William Byron ends up getting the victory, considering how much he's just dominated up to this point. Looks like Gregson and LaJoie have also pitted under green, or they have just made, or they've been spun or had some sort of big time loss. And now Bell will dip in after 24 laps on his first run of the day. So that basically means he can do another 24, 25 laps. That'll take him to about 50 to go, and then he can easily do the final 18 laps to the finish. And he is bringing, looks like Daniel Suarez with him. All right. Thanks for everyone watching so far. I just looked online. I'm looking around for some things to talk about. And yeah, Ty Gibbs, once again, having a consistent top. Oh, actually, I think Suarez might have had a pass-through penalty. Let's see if I get an update on that. I don't know if he actually stopped for service there. It might have been just gas. Ooh, no, Daniel Suarez and Bell pit, but Daniel Suarez was speeding on pit entry, so there goes any track position he had. Hey, Justin Haley's knocking on the door at the top 10 off of raw speed. How about that? Back-to-back top 10 runs for Rick Ware Racing. Good signs. And considering they've had affiliation with RFK, they're really the highest running RFK card. Actually, they're the highest running Ford in the race right now. Justin Haley showing that maybe his decision to leave Colleague and go to Rick Ware Racing, which was considered kind of a baffling decision last year, seems to be the right choice. Right now, Colleague has just had almost no pace so far this season, outside of today, a road course where they're obviously going to invest more time and money into. Yeah, besides today, that Colleague really hasn't brought even top 20 cars to the racetrack yet. The 31 and the 16 have really been some of the dogs of the field. And SVG's going to hit pit road with 5 to go in stage 2. Okay, I think what's going to happen is everybody's going to pit either here or right at the stage end, and then they're just going to pit whenever Bell pits, or around whenever Bell pits in the final stage, because they can't make it in the final stage. Or in theory, do you run it, stay out here at the yellow, like you don't pit yet, and you stay out when the yellow flag drops for the stage 2, and then in the final stage, you run about 5 laps and make your stop essentially a whole of a lot earlier than everybody else. Your tires will be a little worse later in the going, but you should cycle forward a lot in the track position game. That's my guess. I actually think that's a pretty good strategy call. If you're further back, like if I'm Larson and you've been, we got 2 spinners, Stenhouse and Kobayashi. This is right around turn 8. Oh, and meanwhile, we're going to cut to a 3-wide battle lead down the back straightaway. haven't gotten a replay of what happened between Kobayashi and Stenhouse yet, but Allmendinger, I think, trying to get by both Bowman and Busch here, and I think it's going to work for him. And now Bowman's getting passed by his teammate Elliott as well. Or, no, I spoke too soon. Elliott is looking to cut back across 3 wide to the inside of Busch and Bowman, but he's not going to have the preferred line into the next 2 turns, so he'll back out.
Now up to 6th place. Bowman's coming. Very good here.
Now Allmendinger's gotten by Bowman and Busch. That's her 5th. And Elliott's trying to get by the 8 car now. So this is way further back we're cutting to. And through the S's. Oh, this is the 47. Oh. What was that, Ricky? Ricky taking him out. And then the 50 tagged him while he was spinning. Didn't they get together at Indy? Am I wrong? Did they? I think Stenhouse and Kobayashi, didn't they ever run into Indy as well?
This is turn 8, all that dirt. Yeah, it looked like Stenhouse was trying to knock him out of the groove and put him in the dirt right there and wound up getting him into the left.
Well, Kobayashi will make his pit stop now with 4 to go. He'll stay on the lead lap, but
So Kobayashi, who's won the Rolex 24 hours,
tough break for him.
24-hour Le Mans and raced in Formula 1, comes to pit road.
Hmm.
William Byron, not only
I'm not sure the strategy call. I'm really thinking pretty biased right now as a Larson fan how to get him back into the picture.
in the Cup Series,
But
the all-time pole winner
I would say stay out here at the end of the stage. If you're outside the top 10 right now, I would stay out at the end of the stage.
Byron now as a driver coach, Max Pappas, and Pappas had a great career in IndyCar, in endurance racing, sports car racing.
Byron up 3 seconds now on Reddick. I think this is the first run of the day where I would say he definitely looks faster than Reddick and Gibbs. Previously, they were kind of inching in on him, but this run not so much.
Car track with, and Max and William have had a great relationship through the years, and there's several.
Now, I expect pit road to get somewhat busy here. I think,
William has a great
at least. I'm not really sure.
support system to go along with Max, with his parents, and just a great story coming from iRacing to do all the things that he's been so successful with in the Cup Series.
Okay, Bowman is being hounded by Busch, Elliott, and Hamlin now.
Bumper there, corner 2 back. That's a pretty busy battle right there from 6th place on back. Bowman, Busch, Elliott, Hamlin.
And now as we're working our way through the final turns, is pit road going to get busy?
Kyle Busch, all those
And
needed to have a good run today.
Allmendinger's going to hit pit road. So will Tyler Reddick from 2nd. Gibbs and Chastain both stay out. Hamlin also stays out, but everybody further on back. I'm just saying who stays out, and everybody else is pitting. There's too many names to say. Blaney's going to stay out here. Considering how their day's going, yeah, they'll take a few stage points because they're probably not going to finish inside the top 20. Blaney's had a day to forget so far. Not showing any real pace. Is Larson going to pit, though? That's my question. He is not.
See Tyler Reddick come out.
Oh, can he cycle ahead of Reddick?
There's a huge bump that we talked about right there.
Oh, he really needs to cycle ahead of all these guys on tires, because if he does not, then he's really stuck in terms of the strategy.
Because he could to get the track position and lose as little time, forces him wide.
Well, that was experience on Chase Elliott's behalf. Kosovar wasn't really.
Oh, Hocevar and Elliott battling out of pit road, and Bell's going to leapfrog by both of them. He's like, thank you very much. I'll take those 2 spots.
Christopher Bell was not coming out of the pits. His tires are up to temperature. He's up to rhythm. Moves on past that group.
As those guys were getting sorted out.
And yes, Larson was able to get ahead of Reddick. So that means he could, in theory, stay out and be ahead of all the guys on old tires. Or on new tires. And be like some of the last of the guys on old tires.
Run here, Mike. This race just keeps gaining more interest.
I think Byron's going to hit pit road here. Gibbs and Chastain, I'm not sure. They both pitted as well, but they're so far back. I mean, if Byron pits, they could pit, but if Byron doesn't pit, I don't know if they are able to pit. It'll be close. Hamlin looks like like the definite he will stay out. Same thing with Blaney and Truex. And Byron will hit pit road. Does he bring Gibbs with him? He does. Chastain as well. I actually think if Hamlin wants to, he can maybe hit pit road, but he is not. Hamlin will stay out and take the lead from William Byron. So now it's going to be Hamlin, Blaney, Truex, Gillen, Prix, Keselowski, and then Byron's going to mix in here. He will be behind Nemechek. So he's going to come around in the 8th position. He might get passed by Hemrick. We'll see. Laps continuing to wind down here. 2 to go in stage number 2. Now, the final stage is longer than stage 1 and stage 2 combined. Keep that in mind.
Sometimes it might come down to one point. You have to take those points when you can get them.
And no risk for Hamlin. He has a win.
So it looks like Hamlin's going to take the stage win with Blaney, Truex, Gilliland, Prix, Gibbs. Or no. Prix, Keselowski, Nemechek, Byron, Hemrick, and Barry might get that final stage point, but Gibbs will be chasing him down on fresh tires. So I'm not sure these guys that are staying out here to get these stage points. I don't know if I pit. I might run long here. Just stay out front, and if you convince about 5-6 more guys to do it with you, it'll be quite some time before Byron or Gibbs is able to work their way through that traffic and get to the lead. I would stay out if I'm Hamlin. And that's my strategy, at least. That's what I would do. I think that gives you your best shot at the win. You stay out, you run long, you make your pit stop, your final pit stop first, and then, in theory, you would cycle out similarly to the leaders. Essentially, your only difference on track would be just where your pace has been, and your tires should be fresher over that time frame. So I would think you would be ahead, but then for the final few laps, you would definitely be slower than the guys that pitted later. The final lap now underway here in stage number 2. Hamlin out front by 1.1 seconds over Ryan Blaney. The 12 is definitely close up that gap. Could he try and battle the Hamlin for the stage win? Oh, I'm gonna look at this. Now, last time by, man, Blaney was a second and 1.8 seconds faster than Hamlin. Hamlin's really struggling right now. The gap's down to half a second. We're showing some battle way back here between Logano and Briscoe, but I think there's going to be a battle for this stage win. They're going into turn 11, and the gap's down to 0.7. And Truex not too far back either. He's about 2 seconds off the leader. Blaney's 0.7. Going down the long back straightaway. Top 3 separated by a second and a half. We still got about 8 turns left. Oh no, Michael McDowell's day. Something's broken in the steering. Could have been a great run, but oh boy, that's a really tough break for him. Very frustrating for McDowell. Less than half a second, the gap between Hamlin and Blaney. I don't know if there's going to be an opportunity for the 12 to make a move. Maybe into this final turn. He's too far back. Wait, okay. Maybe one more lap the 12 could have gotten there. Denny Hamlin will win stage number 2. Now, I would be telling Blaney, race through the flag. You might be able to pass him here before they throw the yellow. They got to wait for the top 10 to collect that stage win.
First stage win of the year for Hamlin and his second at Circuit of the Americas.
All right, it's Hamlin, Blaney, Truex, Gill, and Prix, your top 5. Keselowski, Nemechek, Byron, Hemrick, and Barry gets that final stage point by 0.3 of a second over Ty Gibbs. Now we'll see what strategies get taken here. So yeah, it seems like Mike McDowell's lost power steering. His day's pretty much done, that means. But he should be able to still run to the finish.
Ego, Milwaukee, Steel, all the top-rated brands, all run on their own single battery system. You can't find all these brands at a warehouse. The area neighborhood Ace. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
We know our stuff. So try our garlic epic stuffed crust pizza, made with our iconic garlic sauce flavor, mixed with cheese and ham stuffed into that Papa John's original dough. No one stuffs a crust like Papa John's.
All right, thanks to everybody watching so far. So first 2 stages complete, but that does not mean we are finished with the race. Still more than half the race left to go. 30 laps down, 38 to go.
Higher than any other field, higher than number 30. Saying, I told you so.
Told you so.
Not higher than number 89. The field will catching your car keys with one hand. And number 78. Thinking it's Friday when it's really Saturday.
Thanks to everybody watching so far.
Their chances of winning with their first deposit on FanDuel Casino.
Yeah, we got Hamlin, Blaney. I just don't know what the move is. It's kind of out of, obviously, my control to make the decision. I would prefer that people stay out to keep it interesting, especially, but I also think that's legitimately a good strategy here. Track position just matters so much. I mean, we saw Bell. It was already like a top 5 car, but then got the lead there, threw the strategy call and held it for like 4 or 5 laps at least on older tires. So I would expect if Blaney and Hamlin and Truex, Gill, and if all 4 of them stay out, I think they could, at least 1 or 2 of them could stay in the top 5 for the next 5-10 laps before they would make their final pit stop, in theory. The flip side is you pit, you end up way back in like the 20s and pray you don't get taken out on a wreck on the next restart. I think there's a lot of upside to staying out here.
Person, place, or thing.
Thanks for everybody watching so far.
Pittsburgh, Fox 53.
Tailgate Kings, man, in full effect here this weekend in Texas. This week, we focus on the key ingredient that makes any setup better, good barbecue. My, oh my, they actually have a barbecue competition right here in COTA.
Thanks for everybody watching.
Held in on that. These guys mean business.
Give me a second.
Never trusted Skinny Cook. Those guys were on point. Awesome barbecue.
That's what we need. We need the machine to break right about there with you in it.
See, I tried to get you to do this.
Appreciate everyone watching so far.
You left, and no.
You left the facility.
Actually, I had to wait on you to do an interview so I could do mine. It's the first time this year that I've had to wait on you. I know you wait on me a lot.
Here's the stage finish. Hamlin, Blaney, Truex, Gill, and Prix.
Oh, brother. Okay. Here it open? No, I think it's closed. Oh. Dang.
Top 10. Fox Saturday Baseball returns with a star-studded showdown here in Judge Juan Soto.
These commercial breaks are killer. Killer, I dare say. Really, the caution laps are killer.
It all starts Saturday, 7 Eastern. Check for the game in your area. 39 drivers started here. They are still all on the lead lap. Michael McDowell with steering issues brings his car to pit road.
Yeah, this might be the last time we see this camera today. We'll stay on until Michael gets wore out. Unless they find something wrong. You're
Well,
shut the
Kevin,
car off.
it's the first time I've ever experienced
All right.
this. We get a bird
Okay,
back.
so
It's literally
I
right
think we're going to wrap this thing up here. Or not wrap this thing up. What am I even saying? Oh, yeah, so they got the hood up on McDowell now, trying to further diagnose his problem.
Sitting beside your car that wore you out like this.
You know, the last car I passed that day for a 10th
I
place
know.
finish.
I set you up good on this. You went in. So you're saying that you beat me with no power steering?
Well, you beat me without being able to see. So yeah, guess we're even. I don't.
All right, all right.
What do you do here?
Yeah, McDowell just sitting there helplessly. After this shuffle, new pull. Sure, we'll throw up a new pull. I mean, I'll make a new poll, but I would say it's really the same contenders. Who wins at COTA? I would maybe. I mean, Byron's obviously still in the mix. I say we'll add. I mean, Gibbs has really just been running second all day. Maybe Reddick? I guess, yeah, Reddick. And oh, where's Allmendinger at? Allmendinger's fallen down the leaderboard. He was in the top 10. Now I don't even see him. All the way down to 22nd. Ooh. I'll say road course ringer. I'll say that. So include him and SVG.
And you literally just square the car up and jump it straight over the curb. All four tires almost.
There you go. Keep things interesting.
When it lands, it compresses and it slams into the rub block. So
I rounded that rug at 8. We are 4 or 5 inches deep.
yeah,
You see, he is wore out already. Get some more water. You're gonna need it.
you need
Oh.
water.
That's a terrible feeling.
I might have scrolled down there. My bad.
Terrible feeling.
Thanks for keeping me on my toes. You know, I have mixed feelings about COTA. Because, yes, the late race restarts can make it interesting, but my goodness, if we have to wait under yellow for like 3 overtimes, I might just turn off the broadcast. I mean, it is. The yellow flag laps here are abominable. I mean, I just don't know why we can't shortcut the racetrack. The amount of time that would be saved, thank the heavens. I might honestly make a video about that. I'm going to look it up right now, see if there's like a COTA track map.
Guys at the back part of this field that have had contact with the other cars, they've had speeding penalties. They've had all kinds of things happen. We've seen several a couple get penalties through the S.
There's like got to be an alternate like course on the COTA with some sort of like cut through point on this racetrack.
Don't hit anybody on the way out. There's so many opportunities to have something.
Yeah, there's one. About halfway through the S's before turn 6, and then it cuts you over to the a small part of the back straightaway. I don't know if you'd have enough pace, though. Like, that back straightaway is so short, and it really wouldn't be a very fast portion anymore. Really, the front straightaway would become the new long section of racetrack. But that's not actually for green flag racing, though. This is just for shortcutting to save us time under yellow. If there's a way to do that where we can just, like, move a wall, like, fairly easily, I say we do it. I say we do it. Oh, man, Larson pitted. Okay, well, I was too busy looking at this to notice everybody's pitting. Nobody decided to make it interesting and stay out. Oh, well. Well, Larson's day is officially over. I'm depressed as a Larson fan. You know, we definitely got to... I may look this up, too. I know Road America, there's definitely the short course. Even though we don't race there now. But there's also definitely a way to shorten the caution laps there. The only problem is actually that you'd be like cutting through campground. But I think you could definitely make it work. And I think the benefits are definitely worth it.
Wendy's breakfast cheeseburger is so good. Crew is giving every combination code names.
It's square.
Egg and cheese biscuit and sausage biscuit. 2 biscuits. My friend's telling me what square was.
All right, thanks to everybody who's still hanging in there. We got 36 laps to go. Currently working the yellow flag. So now it's Byron, Gibbs, Chastain, Reddick. The first 4 when we get the green flag next time around. Alex Bowman's continued to work his way forward, currently in the 5th position also. Camera's like on tilt. Then you have Byron, Gibbs, Chastain, Reddick, Bowman, Dillon, Bush, Busher, Haley, and Bell, your top 10. Elliott, Allmendinger, Hocevar, Larson, Logano, your top 15. Blaney, Briscoe, Hamlin, Zane Smith, and Keselowski, your top 20. Then Wallace, and I believe Wallace, Truex, Cindric. Oh, actually, hold on. Only your top 13 stay out? Okay, Larson's all the way up to 14 through that? Maybe he is still in it? I thought he was going to be like in 20th. I did not realize that many people chose to pit. Okay, he's still in it. He's still in it. Oh, never mind. I rescind my statement. When you're on pit road, the leaderboard kind of gets messed up because it's kind of faster to go down pit road. So this leaderboard is like shown right when they cross the start line. So even if they're on pit road and end up giving up a ton of spots because they pitted after they cross the start finish line, and they're just forced to go behind people that didn't pit. So this leaderboard's kind of inaccurate until they cross over the stripe again. So yeah, I'm not totally sure where Larson's going to merge out. I do know he's the first of the cars that pitted. Your top 10 though should be accurate. That much should be accurate. So Byron, Gibbs, Chastain, Reddick, Bowman, Dillon. No, because Dillon also pitted. Okay, we'll just see. We'll see when we circle back around. Here we go. So it's going to be Byron, Chastain, Gibbs, and Reddick, Bush, and Bowman. Dillon and Busher, Bell, and Haley are top 10. And then Larson all the way down in 23rd. Oh, boy. Okay, here we go. And Chastain on the outside. Byron on the inside. Gibbs on the inside of row 2 with Reddick to his outside. And here we go. Off of turn number 20, the green flag back in the air. The final stage is underway. Good restart from Chastain. He's gotten a great push from Reddick up the hill. Now can Gibbs get to the inside? Ooh, a bit of a lockup. Byron's going to go a little deep. Oh, Byron's going to go way deep. And Chastain and Gibbs are going to go through finally. Byron's been shuffled from the lead, and Chastain will lead him down the hill into the S's. Gibbs up into second, and now Reddick to the inside of the 24. Is he going to yield? I would not, man. He will. Byron kind of had the preferred line through the first S, so that makes sense. But now we'll see what the 24 can do. Can he go back up here and pass Gibbs and Chastain? And Reddick already looking to pounce as quick as he can. He's got a hole to the inside of Byron into turn 9. Not enough of a run to make anything happen with it. But here we come into the next big braking zone. Anybody going to make a move in the top 5? Oh, Reddick's thinking about it. Oh, he's going way deep. Oh, man, I don't know how he got that thing slowed down, but he did. Here we are, side by side, down the back straightaway. Byron with enough of a run to clear the 45. The 45 is going to tuck back in line, try and get a bit of a tow. Oh, Prix is gone for a spin. Looks like he was able to avoid contact with everyone, I should say. But that's going to drop him all the way to the back. And, Reddick looks like he tried to go around the outside into turn 12. Didn't work there. And Byron is getting hounded by the 45 currently. How about Justin Haley's up to 8th after this restart? His great run continues. Oh, boy. Yeah, that Larson spin, that has just messed up his strategy for sure. He's down in 22nd. He's made up 1 spot since the restart. And Allmendinger, I spoke too soon. SVG cutting to the inside of Zane Smith, and he might try and get one more on Hocevar into the final turn. Hocevar is going to close the door, but he...
One of the best passes I've seen in a NASCAR race that SVG put on Ty Gibbs yesterday in turn 1.
It was a crossover, much like you just saw right there underneath Zane's.
Oh, Gibbs all over the bumper. Chastain into turn 1. He wants to get this lead as quick as he can. I don't think Chastain's a lot faster than Gibbs and Byron and Reddick. With clean air, he might be just a hair faster. Your top 6 starting to break away a little bit. Oh, Hemrick and Barry have both hit pit road with damage. And Chastain's starting to open up that lead now a little bit. Oh man, Van Gisbergen was way in the dirt there through turn 8. Into turn 11. One of the big passing zones. Logano's getting by Austin Dillon further up the road. And Bubba Wallace getting by Zane Smith for 17th. And the field's staying really close together. Chastain just still can't quite pull away. Gibbs still hungry for his first Cup Series win. I feel like he's been in the mix every race so far this season. And these guys are already catching up to the wounded Michael McDowell.
So, who's the hardest guy in the Cup Series to pass? Well, we pulled several drivers. Speaking of, Ross Chastain.
Hardest driver pass. I'd say Ross Chastain. He's really good at mirror driving. I'd say Ross does a pretty good job.
And right now they're interviewing the drivers on who they think is the hardest to pass. And Ross Chastain seems to be the new Ryan Newman.
Ross Chastain. I think that the hardest driver to pass is the one car.
He agrees.
That field going by the wounded 34 down the front straightaway. And here we go, Gibbs into turn 1. Further back, Barry's coming out of pit road as well. You're going to want to, try and avoid him. Oh, down the hill. Gibbs, can he hold it on the outside of Chastain? He's trying, but he can't. Gibbs with the preferred line now. Byron with the run. Gibbs is going to have to block that before they get to the S's. He will. Oh, boy. Chastain doing a great defensive job right now.
But that's where it gets hard coming through the S's. If you're side by side in the 3, it just throws your angle off for 4, 5, and 6.
Well, Ty Gibbs certainly go to the inside of 1.
Yeah, the dirt is building up there in turn 8, but it's been like that all weekend.
35 down, 33 laps to go. Ross Chastain.
And now into turn 11. Oh, Chastain! Oh, come on! You got to cut back. Oh, no. No way. Oh, my gosh. I think Chastain finally might have given up the lead there into turn 11. It looked like he totally... Oh, my gosh. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Of course, we're going to commercial, like the first full-screen commercial in the green we've had in like a second. Oh, my gosh. How are we just... Yeah, I'm looking online. I'm glad people are very frustrated. I'm just refreshing my phone to see if people are commenting away on that commercial. That is just terrible timing for a commercial. Oh my goodness. Of course, I think they're gonna pass Chastain under this commercial, and then that's gonna be the final battle for the lead. Like that's of course how this is gonna go. Man, Fox, that is killer. I don't know how much I have to pay, but I would pay for a commercial-free broadcast. Oh, hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Got a business meeting here. Okay. Oh no, there goes. Okay, we got to keep the camera steady on us. And okay, well, it looks like thankfully Chastain is still in the lead, so we did not miss the final pass for the lead. So Gibbs Bowman's gotten up to 4th. I think that's changed. I think Reddick might have dropped back to 7th. Okay. Busch, Elliott, Reddick, Buescher, Haley, and Bell the top 10. Then Allmendinger, Logano, Briscoe, SVG, Hocevar the top 15. Zane Smith, Wallace, Trix, Dillon, Cendric your top 20. Then Larson, Stenhouse, Blaney, Gillen, Suarez, Burton, Keselowski, Hamlin, LaJoy, Jones, Gralla, Nemechek, and some other people at the rear of the field. There you go. McDowell's 3 laps down. Daniel Hemrick's gone 2 laps down. Barry is 1 lap down. And Gregson's 80 seconds off of the lead. All right. Yeah, that's your brief race update there. Thanks to everybody tuning in so far. We're officially past halfway, and I think we're getting close to being within the pit window to make it to the finish. I think nobody has a perfect idea of what the fuel window is yet. Oh, here we go. Byron to the inside of Gibbs into turn 1. And Byron's up into 2nd. Oh, man. Okay, I'm a Chastain fan now. Please hold him off. Now Bowman's reeling in. Ty Gibbs. And they're talking about it on the broadcast. Bowman has kind of had a sneaky good run today from 17th to 4th so far. AJ Allmendinger's gotten by Justin Haley for 10th. The 13 has just been let down by his pit crew today. Simple as that. It seems like every run he's been having to just pick up positions that he's already passed for and then sacrifice on pit road or somewhere.
All right, fellas. Today we got stages at 15, 30, 68. We got 5 sets of tires to play with. I don't expect us to use them all. We got that set of scuffs. We'll have them prepped and ready. Well, like I always say,
Chastain maintaining about a 2.5 lead over Byron. Now, I'm not really sure where to go with this. I think this is like really Chastain's, this is Byron's race to lose. Obviously, Chastain's leading, but I think the 24 is definitely the fastest car on the racetrack. There's no reason why we should get a yellow. We haven't really seen any, mayhem here, and COTA's not known for being a track with mayhem. Elliott in 6th, trying to get by Busch for 5th.
Track position because they know they have a car to keep up.
Front 4, pretty close in contact. Another second back to Kyle Busch in 5th spot. We're listening to some strategy there.
Dang. I'm seeing some very, very... Interesting takes online about some Formula 1 things happening in the world right now. Anyways, back to the NASCAR race. Elliott's up into 5th, getting by Busch.
It's going to be big trouble for Chase Elliott. It looked like he went all the way out the racetrack right there. He got in trouble in turn 3, and in turn 4, he had to shoot all the way to the right. The reason I bring that up is through the S's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Where you get penalties.
Sounds like they're thinking about potentially a penalty for Chase Elliott.
Yeah, the car bounced right there wrong, and he had to correct it to keep it going straight, and just wound up way to the inside in turn 4.
I mean, it happened that fast too.
Oh boy, I think Chase Elliott might get busted for a penalty here. Yep, Chase Elliott passed through penalty.
Speed while the rest of the field races on.
Oh boy, that is killer for Chase Elliott, man. So far, 2 of the 4 Hendrick Chevrolets been taken out of basically a mistake of their own. Bowman and Byron still holding on. If it wasn't for for Elliott and Larson's mistake, you'd probably have all 4 of them right inside the top 10 easily, but now you're only going to have 2 left in the top 10. But probably the 2 best cars left in the race. The gap from first to second now under a second.
Behind Allmendinger, that's Justin Haley coming into the picture.
And this is another week that we talk about Justin Haley doing a good job. One of my, I call him a kid. He's one of my favorites on the circuit.
I'm not sure if Elliott is doing his pass through yet. He's not committed the pass through yet. They might be trying to go a few more laps, and then they might try and do their final pit stop under this pass through penalty.
It's usually when the challenge is the steepest, it's when Justin Haley shines the brightest.
For the back, Hocevar getting passed by both Wallace and Blaney. That'll drop him from 17th to 19th. 28 laps to go. See, why do we go side by side for this when, like, the whole field's, like, kind of spread apart now? But yeah, we had a full screen commercial break right after the restart when there was actually, like, a back and forth battle for the lead and eventually a pass for second. Oh, well. Doing some math in my head. About 1 hour left in the race if it goes green to the finish, which I'm not really sure. Like, you would think that COTA would go green to the finish, but I think both races, the last 2 years, we've had a late race yellow. And overtime attempts and eventually a dramatic finish. Oh, Blaney's going for a spin. And that's in turn 11, the most common place for a spin. He's now getting back up to speed, but not before he gets passed by a few more cars. And, it looks like he tried sending it up the inside of Bubba Wallace, and he sent her a little too hard there. Actually recovered it pretty quickly, only probably lost about 7 or 8 spots. Dropped him down to 28th. And Elliott, I think he's got to serve his penalty either this lap or the next one. Or then NASCAR might black flag him again. And yeah, now he will come in and serve that penalty this time. Now, you don't want to get busted speeding while serving this penalty. That'll just add insult to injury. Oh, we got another spinner. That's Kyle Busch at the top of the hill. That might have been off the nose of Christopher Bell. That might be the second spin off the nose of the 20 we've seen today. I think that was Bell. I'm sure we're going to get a replay of that pretty soon. And Byron continues to kind of close the gap on Chastain. It's down to 0.6, but as he does that, Gibbs continues to close the gap on him. The top 4 are staying pretty close. 2.5 seconds covers him. So we've seen 2 spins under that side-by-side commercial break. So they're doing a quick kind of day recap here. Some of the spins that have happened throughout the day. Oh, that most recent Ryan Prix spin, that was turn 11. Very similar actually to what happened to Corey LaJoie on lap 1. Oh, man. Okay. I would say it's Kyle Busch actually more than Bell. I think Busch just cuts really tight off the exit and just, as if Bell wasn't even there, just pinched him.
And we get more of those at this racetrack than anywhere we go. I like that. There's no reason for a full caution for that, but it's just a local, and they always get to come back around and keep going.
Okay, here we go. Also, that pass-through penalty for Chase Elliott, that shuffled him all the way back to 22nd. Oh, SVG's lost first gear.
On this road course, though, we've got 6 first-turn corners, guys. That's going to be tough as we move forward to the end of this race.
Thanks, Jamie. A lot of action here, top of the hill, turn 1. That's Martin Truex making the pass on Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch trying to take it back.
Looked like McDowell was coming out of the pits there, but very slowly. He might have blown it up right there on the exit of the pit road. We'll see. That could be a yellow flag for the first time today. It might have just been perspective. I might have been seeing things.
He'll have to change his driving style a little bit to.
SVG trying to work over Kyle Busch right now. But yeah, SVG's lost first gear, and apparently there are 6 first gear turns on the racetrack. So it's definitely going to feel like this day is going to be a lot longer for him now. AJ Allmendinger trying to get around the outside of Christopher Bell. Or maybe Bell getting by Allmendinger. I'm not sure, but that's a battle for 6th.
Really fast car. When you're going like AJ Allmendinger on the road course, you know it's pretty fast. But we expect Christopher Bell to keep driving forward. They had a big 19.
Okay, that gap between first and second is now down to 3/10. Byron is there.
So he is.
Chastain has done a great job of keeping the 24 at bay, though, so far into the run. 27 to go now. It'll be 26 next time by.
Some drivers have made 1, some have made 2. Larry, what's ahead for pit stops?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if Christopher Bell has made 1 or
I think in the next lap or two, the pit window will definitely be open, to say the least.
you want to get to that window.
It might already be open.
Which is about 3 or 4 laps from now, because you
Oh, Chastain kind of slipped up through turn 19 there. Is Byron going to take a shot at the lead? Not here. Oh, he might have a run down the front straightaway.
36 drivers on the lead lap. They start to wait. Other drivers make their green flag stop, and you get trapped by caution. You want to be on the early side.
A lot of clouds in the distance here at COTA. I don't think that'll be a factor here. But meanwhile, Byron to the inside of Chastain for the lead. Not going to be close enough that time, but definitely let him know he was there. And when he does that, though, that allows Gibbs to make up a lot of time on both of them. Now your top 3 separated by just 1 second.
Every lap, every mile, and every victory on the road ahead. Look here. More driven.
But I love where William Byron's head is at.
And Bowman's also quietly just staying there, only about 2.5 seconds off these leaders. I do think if Byron finally gets out front, he'll just drive away. Chastain with a bit of a lockup through turn 8.
He told the team it's getting very easy to slide the front tires in the braking zone on that one car right now. That just adds to what he's going to deal with.
Well, that tells me that he slid the tires somewhere and he just keeps fighting.
And, oh man, Chastain is not going to be able to hang on for much longer. He just looks very rough in the braking zones right now.
Once you flat spot that tire, Clay,
Down the back straightaway currently.
yeah, you just have to back off in the braking zone because you just.
I think Byron might take a shot here. Chastain not going to go through a defensive line into turn 12. Byron doesn't make a move here. Oh, but Chastain just going to go deep. Another slight lockup from the one car. If Byron can hold on the outside, he'll have the preferred lane in about 2 turns. And, oh, Chastain's not going to let that happen, though. Man, Chastain is running a very defensive line here. Off turn 15 now through the 16. A very sweeping turn here through 17 and then 18.
I want to control the race anytime I get the chance, and I think that mentality is.
I just want Chastain to keep holding up this 24 as long as he can. Try and bring Ty Gibbs back into the picture. Into the final turn here. Byron's going to take a shot at it. I think he's got it here. Can Chastain get the power down? He does. Chastain gets a better run off the exit. Byron will have the inside, though, into turn 1. Chastain's probably going to have to try the crossover here. He does. Oh, it's not going to be enough, I don't think.
Ross learned that yesterday when SVG did that to the car right behind these two, Ty Gibbs going into turn 1. These guys all pay attention to stuff like that.
And already Byron's pulling away from Chastain. Gibbs is going to have to get around the one car quick if he wants to keep the 24 in his sights. Oh, we got Brad Keselowski spinning up at in turn 1, it looks like.
He is the 6th Cup champion to have either been sandwiched, spun out, or have a course-cutting penalty today.
He was looking for a gate and decided to kick the crash wall down there to go home.
Kevin Harvick with a violation in regards to Keselowski. He was looking for he just said he was looking for a gate in the wall to just drive on home. Yeah, Keselowski, road course racing is definitely not his art. Also, I think Kyle Larson's made his stop. So, that means he's going to try and go from here to the finish. Chastain deep on the brakes into turn 12. I thought Ryan would be able to drive away, and he kind of did, but the one car is continuing to fight him. You know, sometimes it's better to be in second place. You can kind of push the limits of the guy in front of him. Just brake a little deeper than the guy in front of you. When there's no one in front of you, you don't really have anybody to judge off of.
So does this put it on the pit crews? Why is your
Oh yeah, they're talking about on the broadcast, does this put this on the pit crews? Oh, most certainly. The final pit stops are going to be approaching very soon, and with the top 4 now being separated by a second and a half, you can easily lose or gain a second and a half in a pit stop. And now Bowman's going to try and undercut the leaders. He will pit from 4th. You also don't want to make a mistake on pit road here.
Maybe a lap or 2 early. I like that move by Bowman, and he was right there on their heels too. That's going to force them to have to get.
Now, a few guys further back, Briscoe, Busch, all pitting. And now Byron's starting to pull away a little more. The gap up to 7/10. I think everybody, all these top 3, I would pit next time by to try and cover off Bowman, but also mainly Chastain and Gibbs. I think Byron's faster than you on this set. I try to leapfrog him in the pit lane, and then Byron's going to pit to try and prevent them leapfrogging him.
Top 3 in all the Cup races here at COTA. Ross Chastain and Tyler Reddick are the others.
Now Gibbs kind of getting left behind the 1 and the 24 on this lap.
I see the 24 missed the apex right there in turn 11.
Good battle right now for the lead. Solid battle here with 24 to go. Now also, if you pit here where you merge out, that can also affect your race. You get stuck behind somebody, that can cost you half a second real fast. Yeah, and speaking of merging out, Bowman looks like he merged out right in the battle between Barry, Jones, and a few others. He's around 22nd.
One thing that I see right here, Clint, though, I don't know where Alex Bowman was compared to those 2 cars behind him. If he had to pass those cars, if they impeded that lap, and that's one thing that matters as you come out of the pits. Where do you fall in traffic?
Okay, the gap now up to half a second between Byron, Chastain, and another half second to Gibbs. And do you pit here? And the top 2 will pit. Gibbs will stay out. I think that's an interesting move. Here we go. It's a 1v1 between the 1 pit crew and the 24 pit crew. Chastain's got the first pit stall, whereas Byron's got the last pit stall. Are we going to do 2? Okay, I thought 2 tires on the 1 car. That would be a very interesting strategy. I definitely did not think that would work. Oh, slow stop on the 1. Very slow stop on the left rear. Oh. That's not going to work out well. And now he's got Logano on his outside who's going to have to brake. Okay, Logano gets behind him. Looks like Byron's going to easily win the race off pit road. Oh, wow. And that's the race right there, guys. I think that's it. Oh, wow. Byron just got a 4 or 5 second gap between him. And I think Bowman's going to get by Chastain as well here into turn 1. Oh, man, his pit crew just let him down big time. Hey, it's a team sport. It's a team sport, and the pit crew of the 1 car just basically took away his chance of winning if this thing goes green. I think Gibbs staying out here, I don't really love this move. I don't think it's going to end up being beneficial in the long run.
Well, he's cars are in traffic. So it's a big risk for sure if that caution comes out.
I think so. Now it's really just Gibbs' pit crew deliver, or did they hold him back like Chastain's pit crew? So Byron's leading right now by theoretically about 3 seconds over Bowman because Chastain lost so much time on that pit stop. Okay, I would imagine Gibbs has got to come this time. He's got to come to cover off the 24 car, at least attempt. And Gibbs will hit pit road now. That'll cycle Tyler Reddick to the lead if he decides to stay out. Cutting to Daniel Suarez. He's got quite a few marks on the right rear of that car. And Gibbs into his pit stall. Allmendinger also pitting here. And not looking like the fastest of stops from the 54. He's not even going to be close. Bowman's the big leapfrogger, the big gainer through all this. He's now up into second place. He's going to clear Gibbs easily. Now Gibbs still ahead of Chastain by quite a decent amount on racetrack as well. So Byron leads by, there's nobody between him and his teammate now. That gap is about 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds. Well, it looks like we're in for a Hendrick domination here, guys. Sadly. Yeah. Stenhouse with a pass-through penalty. Where's Larson cycled out through all this? Down to 27th? Okay, well, there's still a lot of guys that have to pit. At least that's what I'll tell myself to make myself feel better.
His last time was 2:13.10. Alex Bowman was 2:12.28. So they're definitely giving up some lap time here as they run.
Laps continue to click off here at COTA. Now Reddick will pit. Bell will stay out. Bell's tires are already the oldest of anybody. Why not run them a few more laps, I guess? This is really Byron's race to lose now. There's just nobody on the racetrack that's anywhere that doesn't seem to have his pace, and then just bad pit stops. The 24 is just executed all day today. It looks like they're just going to, I think the 24 is just going to bully the field right here and just kind of check out over these next 21 laps. I guess the only thing that could get things interesting is Bowman getting up there and catching Byron. And I think Bowman would definitely mix things up. He has not won in almost 2 years. Trying to, show he's still got it. Prove the haters wrong, you feel? And the gap between Byron and Bowman staying stagnant about 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds. Drivers yet to make a stop. Bell, Truex, Van Gisbergen, Hamlin, Blaney, Gilliland, Nemechek, LaJoy, Jones, Keselowski, Kobayashi. I'm not going to lie, guys. COTA, I might be agreeing with the Dale Jr. tweet from the other day. Anybody else know what I'm talking about? Saying that maybe we should drop COTA. That could be the hot discussion this upcoming week. Trying to see what people are saying about this online.
Byron is about 1 second slower, but he's 20 seconds ahead of Byron with 21 laps to go right now.
Okay, we're going to cut to commercial break.
This season, Toyota Racing.
I see some people saying, do I smell rain?
Iron stomachs that can stand the pressure.
Hopefully we. I mean, some rain would definitely spice things up. I was checking the radar for quite some time, but I think the rain's not going to be hitting Austin for another about 7-8 hours. Definitely, if only this race was a day later. Why would that be the case? I don't know, but it definitely would have made things a lot more interesting, probably. Yeah, if we look at the radar, yeah, it's just that weather's not going to get there.
And you have a business bank account with market-leading APY. Get the full picture of your business on one platform.
Rain would definitely be amazing, though.
That's how you business differently. WeatherTech knows that trucks like yours can take a beating.
Are you sure? Bring it on.
But with WeatherTech's heavy-duty impact liner, you can safeguard the bank while
Dude, okay. Well, with the laps winding down, it seems this is William Byron's race to lose, as his, I would say, mild domination of the Cup Series over the last now year and a half seems to be continuing on. Are we in the William Byron era? Maybe that's the question we should all be asking ourselves right now. Nobody has voted against him in the poll yet.
This is a husky ranch. I'm just making everything.
19 to go. Bell, Truex, Van Gisbergen in the top three still.
I'm trying here. I ain't getting nothing.
Byron and Bowman about 2 seconds apart now. Last time by, Byron about half a second faster than Bowman.
Would you look at that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls?
And now this time by
looks like you need a vacation. Just enter 5 hours.
Bowman, a tenth of a second faster than Byron. But Byron was getting by Blaney, so
Dream Beach vacation. Go to 5HETide.com to enter. Enter today and find out where the tide will take you.
Everyone's hyped.
laps continuing to wind down here. All 39 cars still in the race. McDowell 8 laps down, Hemrick 2 down, and then Barry and Hill 1 down. I guess Bell's going to hit pit road. I was going to say, all we can pray for at this point is, I guess, maybe a Byron track violation.
Classic hamburgers. Christopher Bell in the pits. His last lap under green was 3 seconds slower than William Byron on the same lap they had to come.
Oh, wow. Bell was 3 seconds slower last time by than Byron because of the old tires. And how far is he going to fall down the running order? Behind Chastain, behind Reddick, behind, well, LaJoy still got a pit. And so still be about, I'd say, looking at the running order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll be in 6th once it's all cycles through. 19 to go. And Bowman's going to work his way by Blaney. Meanwhile, Byron's, though, passed another car in Denny Hamlin, so he's up to 3rd. Still about 2 seconds between the 24 and the 48.
Yeah, that's not a body difference. I mean, that's clearly a platform change. Very reminiscent of what we've seen with these cars in the past, low in the rear, high in the front. Now,
Thanks to everybody watching so far. Yeah, this race, I'm not going to lie, definitely a snoozer. The road course races are, I don't know. I will say, it's cool that NASCAR does the road course thing, but there are plenty of times where I do question it occasionally. You know what? We're We're getting a snack out, guys. Some sponge candy local to my native land in Buffalo, New York.
Should be the last pit stop for these guys. Will be the last pit stop unless something happens.
Bowman's catching his teammate William Byron a little bit. That's a 2:12.84 for Bowman, 2:13.17 for Byron.
One thing I can't stand is when broadcasters try to like hype it up. I know that's kind of their job, but they're talking about Bowman catching up to Byron. He's simply not. He's just simply not.
Martin Truex Jr. leading with 18 to go. He has one stop to make. Next Sunday on Fox, the NASCAR Cup Series heads to Richmond for the Toyota Owners 400. We'll be with you on Easter Sunday night under the lights.
Okay, so Truex the last car to pit. Well, Truex and Gilliland in 6th, and Nemechek in 9th. And then I guess a couple more stragglers still need to pit. Then, yeah, it should be Byron by about a second and a half over his teammate. And then Gibbs is about 4 seconds off of that. Chastain's about 9 seconds off of that. Man, wow. He really fell off through that pit stop cycle. And Reddick's trying to chase down Chastain. And then another 4 seconds to Bell. And here we go. Chastain and Reddick getting by Todd Gilliland. And Reddick now looking for the crossover on the 1. Ooh, okay, that looks like we might have seen some contact there. Now that Chastain's got the preferred line through turns like 16 and 17. And Reddick looking to the inside now, but once again, that won't be the preferred line as we get to turn 19. And Truex will pit. Why are we cutting away from like the only battle on the racetrack? Truex is literally going to cycle out in like 15th, 20th. Okay. And Reddick's by Chastain. What in the... I don't understand. I just don't understand. Why would you cut away from that? So, now it's going to be Byron, Bowman, Gibbs, Reddick, Chastain, Bell, Buescher, Allmendinger, Busch, and I think Briscoe maybe your top 10 once it all cycles through. Oh my gosh, I don't. Fox is just so egregious at times, I'm not going to lie.
But this isn't my story. And with one Stanley trilogy, it can still be beautiful.
Larson with the early pitch strategy. I mean, his tires will probably be a little worse on the long run, but he wasn't like 24th when he did that. And he's up to 19th, and there's still a few more cars that don't pit and ahead of him. So, in theory, it might work out for him. 17 to go. The gap 1.8 seconds from first to second last time by. Byron about 1/10 faster than his teammate. And the fastest car on the racetrack last time by was Christopher Bell, but he is 13 seconds off the lead. I think that's a little too little too late, I should say. Yeah, I guess now's the time where people start to cross their legs and pray that somebody gets beached in the gravel.
Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
I know what the TurboTax experts
Let's see what people are saying again.
Lawyering and cleaning.
Count on me, Mia. I'll file your taxes for you with 100% accuracy guarantee.
Hey, at least some people are calling out the broadcasters for being boring here. Man, some people are commenting that they like the road course racing. I mean, it's good. They're saying it's more entertaining than F1, and I would still say this might be more entertaining than the average F1 race. Definitely at COTA, but I don't know. Still, I just think this is so much more anticlimactic compared to an oval race. Even next weekend at Richmond, which is probably going to be one of the worst ovals we go to on the schedule. Man. I had to see commercial lovers eating good today.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by Credit One Bank. 16 laps to go in Austin, Texas, as we celebrate Kevin Harvick.
But now the gap's up to almost 3 seconds from Byron to Bowman as the 24 is slowly pulling away from his teammate. I think still to pit either maybe Briscoe and maybe LaJoy. Those are the only people I think that might still need to make a pit stop.
0.7 of a second a lap. He can't catch Byron unless something changes here.
Well, that's something's lap time. There's no question. You're going to have to find something.
I think Bell's going to be able to pass Chastain and Reddick. He's definitely the fastest car on the racetrack, but no way he can make up 12 seconds in 16 laps as well as pass 5 cars.
Stuff go wrong, and sometimes you got to go to your best racetrack and you got to be able to put it together. And when you're in those streaks of stuff not going right, you go somewhere that you know you've had success.
And today, this is a race. Oh, we got Kobayashi spinning again. It's off turn 11 now. Kobayashi, I don't know what he's thinking about his return to the NASCAR. And Kobayashi now has dropped back to 33rd. He's battling Brad Keselowski, so he's already pretty far back. This is like the battle for 31st with Josh Berry as well. And then, oh boy, looks like Josh Berry just took him out there. Actually, not Brad Keselowski. And Keselowski's already lapped down. Okay, actually. I don't know what I think about that, Josh. Josh is a lap down and just took out the guy in like 32nd. Oh boy. If I'm Kobayashi, I'm like, today has kind of sucked, and I wouldn't really put it up to my own fault.
At this point in the race, especially when guys are having bad days and you dive bomb in there like that, the etiquette is like, hey, remember this the next time you come back. Don't dive bomb in.
Oh, brother. 3 seconds the gap. Do you ever wish you could just put it on 2 times speed and see if anything happens? This race is pretty rough, I'm not gonna lie. There was a good battle for the lead there in the middle, but at this point it feels fairly monotonous. I think Allmendinger and Buescher, we might have a battle for 7th here pretty soon. Man, for Allmendinger, it's like what could have been. He definitely looked like he had pace at times, but bad pit stops and maybe bad strategy just mired him back.
We did not really expect this out of these cars. I think we probably should have paid more attention to the speed of William Byron's car by grabbing the pole, but we didn't think he had this pacing in his car from a race pace standpoint. Alex Bowman, we thought he was okay, but we didn't think he was as fast as Ty Gibbs.
Thanks to everyone watching right now. Appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe.
From the drop of the green flag, William Byron has said, hey, you guys are wrong.
Well, that's what we know about NASCAR. That's the only thing that I can say is consistent. There's always that left hook coming from somewhere.
Larson catching Zane Smith for 16th. Let's go, Larson fans. Maybe we can pull a top 15 out of this, what feels like a abysmal day. I don't think we got any stage points, and we are not going to get a top 10. We came into here, the points leader. Wait, were we tied, though, with Ryan Blaney? Ryan Blaney's had, I think, maybe a worse day than us, so it might work out somewhat okay. Let's see. I'll figure it out.
Just wanted to be back at the track the next day, and I knew I had to wait a long time. It was over a year until I got back in something, but I just was in love with it.
Looking at the live standings. That Ty Gibbs is going to be your point leader after this. Then yeah, it'd be Truex, Larson, Blaney, Hamlin. Pretty close battle for the points lead. Here we'll look at the cut line currently. couple drivers right around that cut line having a pretty rough day. Currently, Keselowski's 1 point to the good over Chase Briscoe. 5 points to the good over Wallace. Oh, we got Chase Elliott with a spin. Uh-oh. He was, I think, in 11th. That's right around turn 8 through that dirt there. That could have been the dirt at fault. And now Hamlin's going to be attacking the 9 car as he tries to recover.
0.8 seconds the margin. You know, yesterday all the talk was about the Toyotas. In fact, it was just Toyota.
Let's see if we can replay that. But
Advancing to the second round of qualifying.
then McDowell is 16 points behind the cut line. Cindric 17 points behind the cut line. And Eric Jones is 31 points behind the cut line. LaJoy 33. Logano 35, Haley 36, and then it continues on. Last in points currently Noah Gregson, who is almost 85 points behind the cut line. Yikes. In terms of above the cut line, though, yeah, Keselowski 1 point to the good. Nemechek 3 points to the good. Kyle Busch 6 points to the good. And then 20 points to the good is Chris Buescher. That's next.
I was born with wings.
Laps continuing to wind down here at Circuit of the Americas. 13 to go.
I can love my skin again.
The gap staying steady at about 3 seconds. Your leaders all within 0.2 of each other on that last lap. Reddick a bit faster, and then Bell a decent amount faster than all of them. But like I said, just too little too late.
I will give myself back the freedom of shorts.
Dare to wear black again, from head to toe. Most people got 100.
And now, if we can have one more car that's currently running in the top 10 have some sort of problem, Justin Haley could get a top 10, which I think would be huge for that Rick Rowe Racing team. So I'd like to see that happen. The Kyle Larson recovery run continues. He is up to 14th and on the bumper of the 23 of Bubba Wallace. Then he's got passing opportunities all the way up to 11th place. So maybe a top 10 could also be in the cards for Kyle Larson. But his tires will start to fade faster than everybody else's, because he pitted, I believe, pretty much the soonest of anybody.
This tax season, it's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get unlimited data and the Samsung Galaxy.
Yeah, that spin dropped Elliott from 11th all the way down to 17th. Which is, okay. Elliott, I think, got some stage points. But yeah, when Chase Elliott goes to road course, he wants to be in the top 5 or at least in the contention to win. Yeah, this is definitely a heck of a barn burner, to say the least. Oh boy, more so like I'd rather just sit there and watch a barn burn and just pull out my lawn chair and take a nap. That's the better definition of how this race is. Similar to the Purdue-Utah State game, just a 40-point lead, a domination, nothing special happening. Marquette beat Colorado by 4 points. Okay, that's good for my bracket. I want Duke to beat JMU, which that looks like that's going to happen. Man, all the underdogs are getting squandered out today.
So hold on tight and strap yourself in. This season, we want you. Join us at Toyota Racing.
Oh, wait, somebody voted against Byron in the polls. Somebody threw down Road Course Ringer. Oh, and somebody also voted for Gibbs. Okay, well, at least there was some different opinions being had there. Martin Truex Jr. passing Kyle Larson for 14th. AJ Allmenair's gotten by Chris Buescher for 7th.
Had a spoiler on the back, 18-inch wheels, and my boiler. I had the nicest slow rider in just for Richard. So how did it end? Did you sell it, wreck it? To age myself, I was reaching down for a CD and ran in the back of a school bus once. So that maybe had to give me my first job, at which I worked at Subway, because my dad says, I'm not paying for that. You have to fix it yourself. So
Laps continuing to wind down. I don't know how many times I've said that, but I guess, have I been wrong yet? Have I been wrong yet? No, I have not. Laps do continue to wind down.
We'll have that whole interview that I did with Denny Hamlin. It's a great interview.
12 to go, going to be 11 to go for William Byron next time by. The lead's now up to almost 4 seconds over Bowman. Gibbs might catch the 48 before the race is over. Also, Bell's gotten by Reddick. He continues to run about a second faster than the leaders. I don't know if it's possible. I mean, last time by, he was 9.9 seconds off the lead with 11 to go. In theory, he's probably going to catch up to like second or third. I just don't know if he'll be able to maintain that pace.
What I'm watching is Christopher Bell, because Bell has passed Tyler Reddick, moved up into 4th place. And here's the battle for
Gibbs is also, so last time by, Byron ran a 133.5, Bowman ran a 133.4, Gibbs a 132.8, and Bell a 132.6. So Bell almost a full second faster, Gibbs about 7/10 faster, and Bowman 1/10 faster.
Yeah, all of a sudden, like Christopher Bell in 4th is one second faster than William Byron, and I think that was part of the strategy that these guys had to stay out there late in case you had a caution.
Martin Schuner's gotten by Bubba Wallace for 13th. So, well, think about it. He went the farthest on his last set of tires, so his tires are going to be quite a bit fresher than everybody who he's battling right now. Also, Elliott's lost a few more spots. He's dropped from 17th to 19th now.
The problem is Bowman and Gibbs in front of him. He has the speed to catch William Byron, but he's going to have to go past those two battling for second place in order to have a chance to win it.
I think Gibbs is the one that's has the opportunity to let him go.
Yeah, in order to have the opportunity, though, he's going to have
Gibbs reeling in Bowman. Gibbs has got it. He's got to pass Bowman in the next like 2-3 laps. But at the same time, even though Byron's leading, I think Byron's also just kind of chilling. He knows Bowman can't catch him.
Right to the rear bumper of 48. Where's he setting it up? For the top of the hill on turn 1. That's the next passing opportunity to try to narrow this gap up as much as you can, set him up for the top.
Man, the patience of some of these drivers, man. I do have to applaud that. I don't know how. It's got to be so frustrating. You're going through some of these turns. You got to feel like you're going so slow. These cars are so heavy, so sluggish around a place like this. I'm not sure if Gibbs is going to be able to make up enough time and to make a pass here into turn 1. Yeah, no, not enough there. Okay. Now, last time by, Byron a 133.1. Man, Bowman and Gibbs ran identical lap times, 133.2s. And then Bell, once again, almost a whole second faster, 132.2. I actually don't think Bell has enough time. Now with 10 laps to go, he is catching in about almost a second per lap. So if there was nobody between him and Byron, I think he could do it. But there's 2 cars between him and Byron. Each one's going to take probably at least a lap to pass. AJ Allmendinger further back, he's probably going to catch Ross Chastain, so he also might even catch Tyler Reddick, who's really struggling right now. He ran a 134.7 last time by, so Allmendinger might have a shot at a top 5.
Sorry, that's our ghost.
Shane Van Gisbergen gets by Harrison Burton for a 22nd.
Let's see if we can save you some money with Progressive.
10 to go. I don't even know if I want a caution at this point or not. I guess I would like a caution. That would spice things up, but I don't want to get in the mindset of wanting a caution because I just know it's so unlikely. At this racetrack, there's not a lot of gravel traps, so there's not many places for somebody to get stuck. I mean, it's really just going to take somebody blowing up. Some sort of fluid getting put down like Ed Jones in the Xfinity Series race the other day. These cars are so tough. There's really nowhere on this racetrack where you're going to have an impact with another car that'll get you stuck on the track. SVG trying to catch up to, I think this is Ryan Prix. Oh, so we're right on board with, I was like, somebody's going really slow, and they are. It's Michael McDowell, who continues to struggle. I think he is going to hit pit road. I think he is going behind the wall here, or thinking about it, because now that he is almost 9 laps down and there's 9 laps to go, I don't think there's much worth fighting for at this point. Another lap in the books, a few more times we can look at. So now this last time by, Byron a 133.6, Bowman a 132.8, so 7/10 faster. Gibbs a 132.9, and then Bell a 132.5. Bell took off 1.1 seconds, now only 7.9 seconds back. Oh boy, Gibbs and Bowman are going to have to get into each other or something and allow Bell to sneak on by. If maybe he can just chase down Byron as the time runs out. We'll see. Chastain continues to put in some solid laps, as well as AJ Allmendinger. They're both catching up to Tyler Reddick in 5th. Last time by, Briscoe way off the pace, 136. So almost 2.5 seconds slower than Justin Haley behind him. Truex has now got Logano. That moves him up into 12th. Blaney's gotten by Zane Smith for 16th.
Yeah, that's typically what happens. So you have to have a distinct advantage somewhere in order to finish that pass off. So you see Bowman miss right now.
Oh, Bowman's missing an apex. Here we are. We're going through, I think this is the stadium sections, 13, 14, maybe into 15. Oh, can he cut back underneath here? Come on, Bell. Come on. Spice things up. Oh, Keselowski's now spun in that turn 8 section. Can he get it going? Oh, boy. Almost collided with Harrison Burton, it looked like there. Okay, we are into the final turn. I think Gibbs has got to shoot it up the inside this time with 8 laps to go. He's got to go to the inside of Bowman. This has got to be his chance. This is the closest he's been. He's going to go for it. And he's there. Can he get the pass done? Bowman's going to get good power down. Gibbs can't yield this spot. He's going to pinch Bowman down there through turn 2. Gibbs is up into 2nd with 8 laps to go. Okay, he had to do that. Now this last time by, Byron once again a 133.6. Bowman a 133.6 as well. Gibbs a 133.3, and then, man, once again, Bell a 132.2. 1.5 seconds faster almost than the leaders. Now we'll see if Gibbs can chase down Byron, but also Bell. Bell's going to get by Bowman, but he's got to do it in 1 lap, 2 turns. Reddick really starting to fade on this run. Chastain and Allmendinger reeling him in. Also, Logano's catching up to Haley for 11th.
But I think that shows you how good these guys are and how they go back and they study the driving information and everything that goes with why he was fast.
Gregson could be going a lap down here in a little bit. I'd imagine he'd pretty much get out of the way. He has no teammates or friends really in the battle for the lead, so that could end up being a factor wherever they catch him on the racetrack.
This was a deal that came together very late for AJ Allmendinger. It was actually 3 weeks ago they decided to bring this car. Told me earlier today that they struggled in practice to get it perfect. Just couldn't quite get it dialed in. But he's been pretty solid.
Oh man, Gibbs is okay. Never mind. The leaderboard messed up. I thought he just got down to 1 second behind, but yeah, the leaderboard's all over the place. Hey, man, Bell might be able to even make a move on Bowman in turn 1 here. Or maybe not turn 1. It'll probably be turn 11 on the backside of the racetrack. Yeah, it looks like Bell's right on the bumper of Bowman as they went through turn 1 this time. Not close enough to make a move, though. Okay, last time by, Byron a 133.5, the Gibbs a 133.6. Bowman a 1:35.4, and Bell a 1:32.6. I think Bell is going to be like 1 lap short, man. Man. Dang. And now Truex has gotten by Haley for 11th on the racetrack. Blaney's now gotten by Larson for 15th. Larson's tires are probably definitely starting to struggle now. His are the oldest on the racetrack. Bell, oh, he's going to give a nudge to Bowman through turn 11.
Well, that's the last corner. He's going to be behind Alex Bowman because he's going to have a good shot to pass him right here.
I don't know. Bell's going to be a little deep, but I think he's got to take this shot here into turn 12. I mean, he's going to lose so much time running behind the 48 into the stadium section. And he's going to take it up the inside, and he's got it. Okay, we'll see when they cross the line again, how it stacks up. Here we go. Last time by, Gibbs was pretty much even with Byron. Based off what I can see, it looks like he's going to be a hair faster this time. And here we go, across the line. Let's see what the gap is. One issue for Gibbs is he hasn't been able to get great power down out of the final turn.
Cars still turning right.
Cars are turning right, but it's, I don't know. It's starting to get a little more climatic, but I think it's going to be too little too late.
Oh, he's just winning.
What?
He's just winning.
Byron's just kind of dominated the whole race. Gibbs and Bell are a hair faster. Actually a decent amount faster. Last time by, Byron ran a 1:33.2. Gibbs a 1:32.7, and Bell a 1:33 flat. Okay, guys, Andy's joining us again. So, wait, hold on. Wrong panel. Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, yeah, he's here. But, so it's 6 to go. Now, that's pretty, each minute lap is like 2 minutes here. So it's a decent amount of time still. But, it's 2.8 seconds. Byron might just be, like, saving a little bit.
Are they gaining on him?
They are gaining on him. So, but he might be kind of chilling. Because Bowman was ahead of the two Toyotas.
Okay.
And for quite some time until just recently, and Bowman was definitely slower than Byron, so Byron might have just been kind of maintaining a 3-4 second gap to Bowman.
Are Gibbs and Bell on his team?
No. And teammates don't really matter at this point. So last time by, like I said, Gibbs was about 0.6 of a second faster than Byron, and Bell 0.3 of a second faster. But Bell also had to pass Bowman on the last lap, so that kind of slows you down when you have to pass somebody. Bell's definitely the fastest on the racetrack, by far. Like, he was a 1.5 seconds faster. He came from 15 seconds behind to be 4 seconds behind. So he's definitely the fastest. The problem is he's going to have to pass Gibbs.
Well, Gibbs is gaining or losing a lot of speed.
It's the delta is really iffy looking at the live leaderboard because they're going in and out of the brakes constantly. It just kind of makes it yeah.
Yeah, it just changed by a ton.
That's why I just kind of look at this whenever they cross the stripe most recently. Here we go. Allmendinger getting by Chastain for 6th here.
He's not even close. He was driving outside the lines.
Oh yeah, there's no track. There's called track limits. So this is also a Formula 1 track. In Formula 1, you have to stay. You see the bold white line on the edge. Well, you're allowed to go over curbs as well, but you can't have all 4 tires be beyond the white line or the curbs.
That's in NASCAR as well?
No.
Nope, they're just...
There is one the S's, which you'll see here in a little bit. You can't do it in the S's. That's the only section.
That makes sense, because that's probably the point where you can just go straight through.
Yeah, you can okay, last time by, so they just crossed the stripe a little while ago. 1:33.2. Oh, wow. Gibbs must have had a bad lap. 1:34.1. But Bell, 1:32.4. So 0.8 of a second faster for Bell. Gibbs can significantly slower by about a second. The problem is it's 5 laps to go. Bell is about a second lap faster. So in theory, he can make up 5 seconds.
Is that them right there?
Yeah.
So they're kind of close.
It's just not going to be enough. It's kind of frustrating.
Frustrating because it's not close. Frustrating because
it's not close, because Byron's kind of dominated, and the Toyotas, I'm not really a Toyota fan, but I prefer, battle. And the Toyotas have just kind of kept kicking themselves, or shooting themselves in the foot.
Bell almost lost traction in that turn.
Yeah. Just, Byron's probably been the fastest, but there have been multiple times where guys have been faster than him, and just haven't, or they've made mistakes.
Right.
Or Chastain, the one car, and Byron entered pit lane at the same time, but Chastain made a mistake on pit road and gave up 5 seconds. And then, he was slower anyways, but Chastain could have had a slightly faster.
It's pretty close now.
This is second and third, though.
Okay, that makes more sense.
It's just gonna be too little, too late.
Was it raining like last time?
No. It's Texas, so the rain is pretty infrequent. It is. You can see by the clouds, it's going to rain later tonight there. So if only that had been moved up 5 hours.
Only 2 cautions to hold.
Yeah.
Wow, it's been a clean race.
No, well, that's the thing. Road course racing is kind of mixed reviews in NASCAR. Sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's not so great. Because yellow flags, just not that you want wrecks, but there's not going to be as many yellows because they're just not as close. There's 2.5 miles to be spread. Yeah, there's a lot more room. But also, even if there is a wreck, you're going to 95 through the braking zone. You know what I mean? So you're going to spin, and there's so much runoff. You're not going to hit a wall. You're not going to get stuck.
He might go. Maybe he won't go for the.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, last time by Byron a 133.1. So Byron, I think, was saving because he was running 133.5s. Gibbs ran a 133 flat, and Bell 132.6.
Looked like Bell was trying to make a pass.
I think.
It seemed like it. He was right up to him at the
Bell has to pass Gibbs into turn 1, and within the next lap, he has to pass Gibbs, or else he's not going to catch him in time.
Really?
He's not. I can tell you.
24 is just in the grass and spinning out.
Oh, somebody else just spun. Yeah. But you see how he spun? There's no yellow flag for that because he's just going to right the ship and But there's been a lot of people that have spun there. There's no track limits, and it's just so much faster that they are allowed to kind of cut that turn a little bit, get in the grass. But because there's so much dirt that gets kicked up, you can lose traction on it. We've seen, but there's been 5 or so spins there. Okay, I don't know if it's 2.4 seconds. Byron might have had to get out of the gas a decent amount trying to avoid that spinning car or something. Because it was 3.5 seconds. Now it's 2.3.
I didn't know Byron was a spinning car. He lost a bunch.
No, that was another car that spun.
Wait, now they're only.
Hold on. Bell has
He just lost a second, or they gained a second on the leader.
Yeah. No, they've gained a second on this last lap. There is a chance, but Bell.
What happened?
I think Bell or Byron maybe just missed an apex somewhere. Either had to get out of the gas when he saw that guy spinning in front of him, or in that same turn got too far into the dirt and just bogged himself down.
So now this view, still is a Gibbs.
This is the second place car. So
we still got some room ahead of him, but now they also got to pass the green car.
Yeah, the green car's going to let him go. Okay. So this is like a back marker. Okay. The 20 has got to pass. Bell has got to pass Gibbs by turn 1. He's got to pass him at the top of the hill, but he did not. He got a bad run out of the turn. Do you see how much Gibbs just
stretched out? Why does he have
out?
to pass him there?
That's because he's not going to have time. They're not going to catch him.
This is where he's been catching up, because he's been going way faster through this turn. I saw him the last time.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's the only good, legit passing zones are there, and then you see where they are on the mini map. They're the pointy ends. The pointy turns are the best passing zones. Now he has to kind of wait behind Gibbs. And last time by, Byron a 134.2, Gibbs a 133.1. So they were a second faster.
He did it again.
No, but everybody, they're doing that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying he might have done it too much. It's kind of hard to tell optically.
Caught the leader easily, passed him, but could never get away, and asked him a victory lane. When Eddie, you caught him. You have no
he's not close enough here still.
And after we did the interview, he came up.
Oh, okay. Good run out of the turn. Okay.
So now we're going to race. Maybe not.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's you can gain, but when Gibbs goes wider, essentially, he's getting in the throttle faster.
Right.
He's going wider and he's getting into the gas quicker. But Bell might take a dive at it here.
Yep.
Oh, he's really deep on it. Gibbs
he made the
overshot
pass.
it. He made it. Okay, so Bell's into second.
So now is Bell just going to go for it?
He's
now?
got to
Is
go
he
for
just
it.
going to gun for first?
He's got to gun for it.
He's been having
He's got
a
two
bunch
and
of
a half
good
laps.
laps.
Yeah. He's got 2.5 laps to make up almost
2 seconds?
2.5 seconds. We'll see when he crosses the stripe here.
I was listening to the stream as I was driving back.
Oh yeah,
So I
were
was
you
able to
in?
get a little bit. I was at the park.
Okay.
So I was able to get a little bit of what was going on.
Right here. I'm gonna do this. Okay. I mean, it's been pretty dead. That's probably what you could pick up. But you can see he's making up a lot of time.
What just happened?
What?
Oh, never mind.
Okay, so we are going to cross the stripe, and it's going to be 2 to go.
With a 2.5 second lead.
Yeah, right about 2.5 seconds. So the real thing is, can he get there? And then if he gets there, where can he pass him?
Yeah, I don't think he'll get here in time.
I don't
unless
know.
there's a large mistake on Brian's pass.
Byron.
I said Brian.
So,
I'm
okay.
getting nervous.
Yeah. 2.4 seconds. I mean, and then also you got to make sure you don't overstep it. Like right there, that's where you can get the penalty. Is if you get all 4 tires over the past like the curbing, through those few turns. But I think Byron was kind of saving, maybe not a ton, but I don't know. 2.5 seconds would be a massive gap to make up.
Yeah, there'd be a large mistake on his part.
I don't know. I mean, it's under 2 seconds though, or like he's already made up almost half a second in the first half of the lap. If he had one more lap, I think he could do it. Like that.
Well,
that's
or if Byron's still playing conservative, he may not be trying to gun it. Like Bell's going all out right now.
That's true. That is true.
The lead is under 2 seconds though.
I think the worst thing as a fan, even though like I have no investment in either of these drivers, like as like a fan, but like just in the battle, like you're like, oh, if there's one more lap, I think Bell, I think he could catch him, and you could have like a great battle. But I think Byron's just going to be safe.
Well, now it's 1.5 seconds.
No. You gotta you can't get too optimistic. Oh, see, he's pushing real hard. Just how much the rear stepped out there.
But that wasn't a bad spin out, was it?
No, but that'll probably cost him like half a tenth, and also makes the tires angry at you because you're essentially putting like more just energy into him than needs to be. So he's gonna take off about half a second, maybe a little more.
Too little, too late.
Yeah, like I said, it's gonna be just too little, too late, which is painful.
It's just a matter of not running out of fuel, staying on the racetrack.
All right. Cross the line. It's going to be 1.8 seconds, so he made up 7/10. A little more than that.
It's not bad.
He made up 3/4 of a second, but he's going to be like a second off. Yeah, I don't like. There is the final turn is kind of an overtaking spot. Like you could do it there.
He's cruising.
Yeah, but it's just.
Just tossing that car through the corners, sliding it as much as it'll take.
He's overdoing it through there. He really.
Who did?
Or I don't know if it's down to 1.2 seconds.
He's down to a second.
He is eating that dirt right now, Bell. Oh my goodness. Okay, if it's down to second legit. Okay, 1.2 seconds. He's
still gained 2/10.
He's still gaining. Like if we had one more lap, like I'm saying, if we had one more lap.
2.
No, this is the last lap.
I'm saying
maybe 2. Yeah, like.
It's gotta go.
1 point. Yeah, Byron got a better exit onto the back straightaway. I don't know. It's gonna be like 1 second.
Wow,
Byron's gonna have to mess
so
it up.
much.
I know. Oh, dude, the 20's gonna be like kicking himself. Like if he could have just found like past somebody a little quicker, like way earlier back in the run or something, or they did. Like you saw how much the 20 there into the brakes, like how much later he hit the brakes there. I think he went too deep.
Fraction amount of time.
Oh. He's just if he was like half a second closer, he could maybe make a lunge. Oh. It's just not. We're in the final few turns, and Byron's just dominated.
Yep. He still got within a second though. He pushed it as much as he could.
Oh. Oh my goodness. And William Byron is going to completely not make my day and get the win here at Circuit of the Americas.
He gained. Look how
He
much
gained.
time
He made up over a second on that last lap, dude. If we had one more lap, that's like I said, it's the most painful thing as a fan because you just know like Bell would have done everything because he came from 15 seconds back.
Good race for Byron though. How long was he in the lead for?
Oh, almost the whole thing. He was like Bell, Gibbs, Reddick, Allmendinger, Chastain, all those guys, except really Bowman, or even Bowman, I guess, all mixed it up with him at some point, but just never really. Chastain got ahead for a little bit on strategy, but like they were faster and they would catch him, but then they would pit again, or something would kind of reset, and then they would mess up on their own, and then he would kind of open up a lead again. Oh. It seems like we've entered this like the Byron era, and that the last 2 years I think he's won now. What this is like I think his 7th win over the last 2 seasons. So not the most dominant, but
what's he doing?
No, that's a teammate. But no, pretty much everybody made a mistake at some point in this race. That like inside the top 10, other than Byron. Wow. Byron's team was flawless.
So he deserved it then.
He did deserve it. He did deserve it. But as a fan, sometimes you don't always want the guy that deserves it. Well, thanks for being tuned in today. I think I'm going to call it there. Hopefully next week or 2 weeks from now.